Lol, you didn't stream for so long, I got another sub anniversary message in.
Bye-bye! Hello, hello. Welcome in, friends. How are y'all doing? I noticed that the stream blipped at the very start. Did it happen again? Or is because the bot just sent a message like saying that I'm live. Is that from the original blip? I hope there wasn't another one. Oh my god. Like, we need that. My second day back to streaming after so long. Also, I already missed so much. Bugs resubscribed again because apparently, since I was gone for so long, he was able to do that. So thank you so much, Bugs. And we also got a raid from Miss Menagerie. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I've missed you or not, but thank you so much for the raid. Starting off a stream right, I guess, by having y'all join us. Faranox, welcome in. Josie and Katz, welcome. I hope you guys had a ton of fun in Miss Menagerie's stream. Thanks for giving her shout out, Chibi. Let's do one of these other ones too, so that way it will stay up at the top for a little while. There we go. But yeah, if you are still around and you want to chat with us, let us know how your stream was. Playing some King's Return, Ebony the King's Return. I haven't heard of that, so I'd be super curious to hear about it. But otherwise, if you've got, you know, things to do post-stream self-care, obviously, please go do that. Same goes to any raiders that came in. There's never any pressure to stay. If you guys do want to hang around and chat with us, then we'd also love to have you, of course. But yeah, thank you again. And if anybody doesn't know Miss Menagerie, she is a very sweet streamer. She has done some games like Animal Crossing in the past, but also gets into other stuff too, some retro things as well. Trying to remember, you told me your favorite game, and I have it, and it's on my list to play. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. It's very long, like 2 GameCube discs, so I know that one's gonna be a lot to get through whenever we get there. I'm gonna pull it up my list right now so that way I can let you guys know, but yeah. So if you have not followed Miss Menagerie, please do so. How is everybody today, by the way? I hope you all are doing well. Let me just catch up with you all here. Also pulling up my list at the same time. It's called Tales of Symphonia. That's what it is. I know she loves that game. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Light was here first. Welcome in, Light. How are you? And we got Chibi here, of course, already helping out, being an amazing mod. Thank you, Chibi. And our lovely Bugs. Thank you again for the resub, Bugs. I appreciate it. Fire Neko's here. Comes in Nom and a Cracker. Amazing. I hope you're enjoying your snack. Ely, hello. How are you? Animal Crossing. You've not seen much of it. Ooh. Well, I always love giving a good old island tour. I got super into Animal Crossing when it came out. May or may not have put 2,000 hours into the game, but I haven't touched it a lot recently. And I even got the DLC recently, and still, like, that didn't draw me back in. So it'll be kind of nice to play this today and refamiliarize myself with everything. Now I have to pick an Animal Crossing character. Oh, yeah, it's one of the avatars. I should change mine too. Dream died. Yeah, hopefully that was only like just a blip and it doesn't happen again. Oh. Arnico, you've been good. Trapped in the shiny underworld for a month now. You're playing Dreamlight Valley. Tell us more about that, Fire Neko. What is the shiny underworld? Is Dreamlight Valley is the Disney one, right? Or am I getting that confused? Stream's working for you, working now? Okay, good. Fire Neko, you got the Rift in Time. Gonna go get Eve and make favorite robot happy. Okay, I have no idea what any of that means. I'm so curious. Might motivate you to get your butt in gear with your island. I liked your island whenever I was visiting it, Chibi. It was like Flower Wonderland. So pretty. Oh, Laszlo's here. Welcome in, Laszlo. At work right now, but wanted to say hi. Hope you've been well. We'll try and pop back in when you're free. Oh, that's too sweet. I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna update people today about all the stressy things that have been going on, but luckily most all of that's in the past now, so it'll just be a fun time to rant about it. But yeah, I do feel like I'm doing good. I hope you're all right too, Laszlo. Good luck at work, and thanks so much for being here. We had Miss Menagerie's lovely stream raid after her stream. Let me see. Can't wait for this weekend, Fire Deco. We'll be spending time with your family. Oh, that'll be really nice. Have any plans specifically with them? Leo's here lurking. Welcome in, Leo. Thank you for the lurk. Jeez, the roars. Jeez, to meet ya. Julian, your baby. Is Julian one of your favorites? I have heard a lot of differing opinions on Julian. People are pretty hot and cold with him. Like, some people absolutely hate Julian. If Jeweled Pickaxe was here, we'd hear an earful from him. But I like him, obviously. He's on my island. So happy to represent for you. Let's see, we got a shout out for Leo too. Oh, it's a mobile game sponsorship. Sorry it took me so long to get to your messages. Tales of Symphonia, of course. I know that you would know the name immediately. I should have just scrolled down to see. Mobile game sponsorship. Interesting. Okay, you're enjoying it. Is it something that you think you would recommend, or you're still feeling things out? Please take care of yourself. Self-care is important. Yeah. So definitely if you need to go eat or anything, Miss Menagerie, of course, please. You got most of your Christmas shopping done, Chibi. Good job! Brandon and I did a ton of Christmas shopping in Japan, so I do have all of that ready to send out. I am gonna look like such a crazy person going to the post office with so many packages, but I think it'll be kind of fun. Usually I don't like go all out for like Christmas and everything, because it's a lot to buy presents for like all your family and friends and everything, so more people are getting gifts this year than usual, which is kind of fun. I love Animal Crossing, but you haven't played it in so long. Same. I did play a teensy bit on the plane when we were on our way to Japan. That was my first time ever playing the DLC, and I only played for like 2 hours and then didn't touch my Switch the rest of the time. I literally had like a 13-hour plane ride there, 13-hour plane ride home, and only played my Switch for like 2 hours. I was like, kind of wish I didn't bring it on the trip. But I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it for some reason. Some stuff does need to be worked on for your village still. That's always the case with Animal Crossing, though. That's part of the fun, is that it's like never ending. You can always find something to do. You've never met Julian, so you cannot comment. Well, we can definitely go say hello. All of my villagers are gonna hate me because I haven't talked to them in forever. And even like when I do come back and play, because I do that every once in a while, like maybe every 6 months or something, I don't go talk to them because I'm like, oh, I know they're going to be mad at me. I don't want to be yelled at for not talking to them. So now I've put it off and put it off. So they're probably going to be like, you haven't talked to me in a year and a half or blah, blah, blah. So we can look forward to that. Julian is one of your 10 permanent dreamies on your island of Menagerie. Amazing. I never really had a list of dreamies exactly. All of my villagers that I have now are the list that I want, but they're not necessarily like my favorite villagers. They all go with my theme. I do love them, but I think that if I had to pick like a top 10, it might not be these exact ones, but I would never change them. Don't let this get out, but you did not ever recommend mobile games. Oh, no. I think sometimes they can be good. I've been playing a lot of Pikmin Bloom recently. That's been fun. I like it a lot better than like either Pokemon Go or the Animal Crossing mobile game because it doesn't feel as overwhelming when I log in. Like there's been a bajillion updates to Pokemon Go and a bajillion updates to Animal Crossing, so if I'm ever bored and I'm like, oh, let me check out those games again, I have no clue what's going on, especially in the Animal Crossing mobile game. I'm just like, oh, what? And it feels like there's a bazillion daily tasks to do and I have no idea how to do any of them. But on Pikmin, it's like, oh yeah, I can do these few things. It takes me 5 or 10 minutes and that's it. And I just kind of look at my cute Pikmin and that's more my speed. So if people are into that, maybe it's boring. I don't know. But yeah, mobile games definitely have a lot less to them compared to other games. So that's understandable. Julian seems cool. Yeah, I don't know what people have against Julian, honestly. Yuki, kind of sad there is no Etoile stream avatar. Yeah, it's just whatever villagers were in the pack, and I'm pretty sure that whenever the person made these, because I just downloaded it for free, somebody offered this pack. I don't think Etoile was in the game even at that point, so kind of makes sense, but not even all the villagers, like, the ones that were there from the beginning of the game, not even all of those are in this pack, so can imagine it would take a while to make all of them in pixel art. Oh, she's your favorite villager though. That's so sweet. Are you ever playing a game and you get so distracted when you're listening to the music, you just stare at the screen for like an hour? The same when reading a book, you just start daydreaming the words you've read. Is it just you? No, I do that definitely when reading. I have done that before when playing games. It's less common. But actually, one thing I do with Animal Crossing is kind of like we're doing right now. It's just on the start screen. There would be days when I would just leave it on the start screen because it kind of like gives you a little overview of your island. Like it follows the different villagers around, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of like getting a tour but set on auto. And so I'd like just watching my villagers walk around and stuff. So I would leave it on the screen for a while. It's kind of entertaining. Pocket Camp really frustrated you and you just kind of rage quit. I rage quit so early on for Pocket Camp. Oh my god. One of the first events they had was this butterfly event where you had to plant certain flowers to attract the butterflies to come. But whenever you planted the flowers, they wouldn't just automatically grow. You had to water them. And I think like once, maybe, were you collecting butterflies or blossoms themselves? I don't know, but it was something to do with the flowers. And there was such a strict watering schedule if you wanted to get all the rewards in this event, because like once you grew them, I think it was like a one-time use. So you would have to like pluck them and then plant more. And in order to get those ones to grow, you had to water them. But if you watered them on your own, they would grow slower than if you had a friend come over and water them for you. And it wasn't like you could only water them once a day. You could water them multiple times a day. So you would have to like collab with a friend to get them to come over multiple times a day at just the exact right time, you know, for when they're ready to be watered again. And that was the only way to get enough butterflies or blossoms or whatever to earn all the rewards in the event. And I was like, this is impossible. This is a full-time job to be monitoring these stupid flowers. I'm not doing this. And so I dropped it. And then, like I said, whenever I logged in later, there were so many things that they added. I was like, I have no clue even what all the dailies are anymore. The ones that I can find, I have no idea how to do them. And so, yeah, it did not make it easy to go back. Especially when there's a character you're crushing on. Oh, wait, what are Light and Chibi talking about? You do that too with anime. Oh, the daydreaming thing. That's pretty cute, actually, Chibi. I missed my hydrate. Thank you, Light. Appreciate you. I did better, and I have a lot bigger cup of water than yesterday, so I will hopefully not be missing any hydrates. Miss Menagerie, it was the first Sanrio event that got you to rage quit. You spent all your Leaf tickets or whatever to get a bunch of My Melody furniture. You got the same chair over and over. No. That was another thing too. I believe I finally got lured back in whenever there was a boba event, because you could get like a little boba for your character to hold, and there was a whole tea shop furniture set where you could have like an entire boba shop set up at your camp, and I was like, I want all of that. And then the same thing happened where you just get the least rare things over and over. You spend all your Leaf tickets, and then you're like, that's the currency that's the rarest in the game that you can pay real money to get. And I was like, no, I'm not putting real money into this mobile game. So I don't know. I think I at least did get the boba that your character could hold, but I got none of the good furniture. It was just like, yeah, whatever, I'm done with this. Yuki, you only played Pocket Camp so you could get items in New Horizons and then stopped. Yeah, there's a few items that you could get from just like having an account or logging in once or something. I don't know if there's more than that, but Leaflet, welcome in. We love the ranting. I haven't even started ranting about life yet. I'm just ranting about games and stuff that happened in the past so far, but yeah. Welcome. Hope we're all doing great. I am doing pretty good today, in good spirits. Dino, hello, welcome back. Thank you. How have you been? What's been going on? Have you been keeping up your wildcard Wednesdays? Have you found your wildcard Newtget yet? Newtget, right? That's the one that you're looking for? I think so. I'm wishing you all the luck if you haven't. Gonna head out now. Thanks for the chats. Enjoy stream. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your raid earlier, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. It was great to see you. Thanks for giving Dinah a shout out, Chibi. I'm gonna give one more shout out to Miss Menagerie if it will let me. It's always, you have to wait 46 minutes, 30 seconds. Why does it restrict you so much? I don't like that. Okay, we'll do our own, this one. It won't show up at the top, but it's good enough. There we go. All right, been so long since I've said hello to Isabel. You know, you're at 6,628 and counting. I think you've told me before that statistically the average time that you would find it would be around 10,000. So I guess, you know, it's not too disheartening yet, because if you found it now, you would still be below average, but I really hope that you can find it below average and you don't have to go above, because already reaching 10,000 is insane. So I applaud you for sticking with it. Christmas is here now, time flies. Yeah, Christmas is so close. Like 3 weeks away? Oh man. Cannot believe it. Gonna boop me? How you gonna boop me? Isabel, good morning everyone. 8:03 a.m. on Friday, December 8th. Okay, well that's definitely not right. Do I want to change it? It's only 2 days off, but also, why is it 8 a.m.? What did I do with my clock? Should we change it and go back in? We're gonna have to wait for all the loading again, but I kind of want it correct. Oop, not sleep. Don't do that. I always forget. This? Date and time. Synchronized via the internet. Oh, time zone is set to Tokyo. That I know why I did this as well. I did this because whenever I was on the airplane flying there, I was like, I just need to pretend that I'm already on Tokyo time, because it would help me trick my mind into thinking like that. I don't know. I guess it would help me not get jet lagged as much if I thought like, okay, this is just what time it is. I could stay up late because it's like, oh, this is just what time it is. And I didn't want to look at any watch or clock or anything that would tell me like what time it was on the East Coast. So I was just like, no, stick with Tokyo time. So that's why this has changed. 8 a.m. About when you have to get up tomorrow. Oh, geez. Do I do much Christmas decorating? I haven't recently. I don't know. I feel like I just don't own Christmas decorations yet as an adult. Like obviously when I was in college and stuff, I would still, well, maybe not obviously, but when I was in college and whatnot, I would still go home for Christmas, and so my family had all the decorations and everything. But ever since moving out on my own, I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy stuff that I have to keep in storage for most of the year and only take out for a couple weeks. So I just haven't really done it. I do have a tiny Christmas tree that's maybe like 1.5 feet tall, but I keep that up year round. I technically did buy it for Christmas last year, but I've kept it up since then. So I don't know if it counts as a Christmas decoration, if it's like there all the time. And it does have Christmas lights on it, but the lights are purple because I originally bought those for Halloween last year at the dollar store, because that was all that I was willing to invest in for decorations. It was like cheap dollar store stuff, and they for some reason had Christmas lights during Halloween, but they were purple. So I guess like now you can just put up that style of lights for anything, but then the color will tell you what holiday. I don't know. So I had those left over for Halloween, and I was like, well, I need some lights on the tree, and I already have these, so yeah. Purple lights sounds unique. Yeah, it's kind of cute. I could take a picture. And you know what I did do, actually? Maybe this counts a teeny bit. Whenever I got back, a lot of the keychains that I got from all the gachas and everything when I was in Japan, I hung them up on the tree as if they were ornaments. So I do have a couple of those on there now, and I thought that was a good idea, because otherwise I was like, I don't need, you know, 10 keychains on my bag or whatever. So let me find somewhere to put these that can be on display. And I was like, oh, perfect. Your personal tree is black with red lights. Ooh, that's also very different. Sounds adorable. Yeah, I need to get a little picture. Also, I kind of want to find more. Maybe, I think I was exaggerating when I said 10. Like, I don't think I have 10 keychains on there, so I need to find a few other ones that I can stick on the tree. You have like 10 on yours. Yeah, well, we'll all get better at decorating. Okay. There we go. 5:57 p.m. Wednesday, December 6th. That is accurate. No big news. Okay. Oh, we're still in acorn and pinecone season. I don't remember when it changes to full-on snow. We actually got a little bit of our first snow this morning. There were some flurries going around in the air, and there is just the slightest dusting on everything. But it was gone within like an hour after I woke up or something like that. So I think it still counts as the first snow, but it's not like the first big snow. So that's kind of exciting. Like you love purple and white pastel lights on Christmas. Ooh. That sounds really pretty. I could put white lights on my tree as well, and then I could have something like that. Did you fill a case with gachas? Not a whole case, but got a lot of gachas. I really like the gachas, okay? Yesterday when I was telling everybody about my trip, at the very end, after showing all the pictures, I was like, okay, now can you guys guess what my favorite thing was? And Fran was there too, and I'm like, come on, Fran, you can figure out what one of my favorite things was. And he was like, no, don't say it, don't say it. And I was like, yep, it was the gachas. Every single time we saw any gacha, like capsule machine thingies, we went and we got some. And I did some of the same ones, like multiple times over. One of the ones that I thought was really unique is they actually had gachas where you could win miniature functioning gacha machines. So I always called them gacha gachas because you get gachas out of it. And so I actually got 4 of those because they had a Pokemon themed one. So I have 4 tiny Pokemon gachas that actually each have 5 capsules in there, and you can turn it and the capsules come out, and they even give you like a little tiny Pokemon picture to put inside the capsule, so that way when you turn it, like a little teeny Pokeball comes out. Like, it is so cute. And I did it 4 times and I got 4 different ones. There's only 5, so I got really lucky to get a different one every time. Ooh, wait, look. These little guys come out when the clock strikes every hour. Little drummer. They're so cute. And the fountains go crazy too. I don't know if you guys saw that. I love these little details. I need to see your island. Yeah, I would love to. OMG, mind blown. I know, gachaception basically. Goodbye, little drummer boy. It's kind of Christmassy too. Drummer, like wooden toy soldier. Okay, that was a fun way to start off. I'm just gonna walk around my island, I think, and not... Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try and not narrate so that way I can tell you guys like the story of what's been going on in the month since I've gotten back from Japan. More like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. So you can just kind of like look at my island, but essentially I'm queen here, or princess, or whatever. And my whole island is mermaid themed / fantasy themed. So this whole side that we'll tour first is like the kingdom portion where my castle is and the town. And then let me just show you my map. Do I even remember how? Yes, okay. So you can kind of tell where all the paving is and whatnot. That's my like city, like I said, my castle and all the villagers and whatnot. And then across the moat to the left is where there's like the enchanted forest and everything. Pirate's Grotto is up by Red's Beach, and then that sliver on the side to the right is like farming and stuff. So yeah, I'll just kind of wander around. I believe I have been strategic enough with my island that weeds only appear in one place of the whole island. So even though I've been gone for like months and months and months, there's gonna be no weeds anywhere. Definitely tons of cockroaches and villagers screaming at me, but... Lurk, time for some Sudoku. Good luck, bugs. Is this the little 2x2 or 4x4 or whatever? You'll be good at it. Did you boot up and invite? I definitely would not be opposed to coming to see your island tonight. I probably will not be ready to come over right away, but yeah, if you want to boot it up and like get things ready and then we can like check in a little bit, I'm totally down. So organized, thank you. Yeah, Fran always makes fun of me, which I totally agree with in this case, that I should be made fun of for this. But whenever I was designing my island, like I went through a couple iterations at the beginning. Like whenever I got terraforming, I originally flattened my entire island and was just actually living with it flat because I was so annoyed with having to, like, I don't know, whenever there was increases in the land. This is such a bad way to describe it. I can't think. Like, if you ever had to find a staircase or keep your ladder with you just to traverse your island, I would find that so annoying. So I was like, let me get rid of all the rivers so I don't have to go look for a bridge. Let me get rid of all of the platforms so I don't have to keep my ladder, put a staircase or whatever. And so I just made the whole thing flat to try and make it easy, but I got really bored with that super fast. And so whenever I was making my island, like for real, I wanted everything to I wanted to make sure everything would fit, I guess. And so I actually got out grid paper and I taped 4 pieces of grid paper together because that's how many I needed to actually fit the whole island on this grid paper. And every grid on the paper was a grid in the game. And I planned out the entire thing. I drew it on my grid paper because I was like, okay, I want a castle and I want a wall around my castle and I want a moat around the outside of that. Okay, and inside those walls has to be all my villagers' houses. And I'm gonna make 4 alternate accounts, and like most of those houses are also gonna fit inside the wall. And like, so what size does it have to be? And then, okay, what's left over? What can I turn that into? Blah, blah, blah. So that's why it looks so organized, is because literally it was made with grid paper. So I was following the grid a lot. Lava lamp, yeah, so because it's mermaidy, there's a lot of pink and blue color themed. That's, if you couldn't tell, the theme with all my villagers as well, there on the left. They're all pink and blue pairs, like Francine and Chrissy. Peanut and Filbert go together. Cody and Vlad go together. Peaches and Julian go together, and then Bruce and Fuchsia go together. So they're all pink and blue couples of the same species. Not necessarily like romantic couple, like Francine and Chrissy are sisters. And I feel like Peaches and Julian are also platonic, but everybody else I think of as a couple. And so they're all pink and blue, same species, and their personalities are such that I have at least one of every personality. So it's kind of like a puzzle in and of itself, trying to figure that out too with all my villagers. But yeah, everything is like very precise. Sudoku done. Wordlex time. Good luck, bugs. Okay, so like I said, I'm just gonna randomly wander around to show you guys things, and I'll start getting into what I've been up to. So if you guys are on the Discord, then y'all know what I came home to when I arrived back from Japan. Whoa, money. So I got in at about midnight, I think, on Sunday night, and I was supposed to work Monday morning. And when I got home, I was like obviously super tired. I guess another important detail is you guys know that Fran and I are like half the time doing long distance. Like he's got an apartment in another city that's like closer to his job, and so he works in person at his job for about half the time, and then the other half of the time he comes back and stays with me and works remotely. So because he had already been away from working in person for like a month and a half, because he even came and stayed with me prior to us leaving to Japan, whenever he came back, thank you. Oh,
this is goodness. A great, and boy do I mean great time to give a 22-month resub, as I am happy to announce that last night, I was on TV.
King!
The King 305 so cool. Pack Shake Greater 9 Celebrate Greater 9 Adore.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing, King. You'll have to tell us all about it. And also thank you so much for the 22-month resub. It's really good to see you again. I obviously have missed a lot going on with you. Give us the update. I'm also just telling people my update. I was not streaming for 2 months. Half of it was because I was in Japan for a month, which was a really, really fun trip. And half of it was because I came home and everything fell apart. So I am right now telling people about exactly what happened when I got home. Oh my god, it was so crazy. Happy Wednesday! Hey Ely! How are you doing? Happy Wednesday to you too. So mean if a Squirtle word is one of your opener words, but in the wrong column. Oof, you got this, Bugs. I'm sorry. Congrats on being on TV, right? Were you on the local news or something, King? This is the princess's secret wishing garden, I guess, where she wishes on shooting stars. That's this little area. Right, so when Fran and I got back from Japan, he took a flight to one place and I took a flight to another place. So I came home on my own at midnight, and I walk in the door and I'm obviously very tired, and I just kind of leave my suitcases downstairs, and I think I go upstairs and I'm like ready to go to bed, and then I'm thinking, oh, it's kind of cold in here, like it's gonna be difficult to fall asleep if I don't turn on the heater. So I go down to the living room to turn on the heater, and when I turn on the light to the living room, that's when I see the giant hole in my ceiling, and a piece of the ceiling has fallen down onto my dining room table, and there's still debris like hanging from the ceiling. There's also like chunks of it that had fallen on my like shelf display that was right there, and also I have a wood floor, and the entire wooden floor was all warped. They're kind of like wooden tiles, so all the tiles were all like pushing up together, so kind of like making little mountains and valleys based on like the tiling pattern. And so like everything was just totally ruined in the living room. And what the heck do? You've just been traveling for like 20 hours straight, getting back from a trip that's been a month long. It's midnight / almost 1 a.m. and you come home to that, just a giant hole in your ceiling. I had no idea what to think. I had no clue what happened. My first thought was that maybe a pipe burst or something, because it was starting to get cold, but it also wasn't cold enough inside that like the pipe should have been that cold. So I was like, what the heck happened? I don't know. And so the first thing I did was call Fran, because I had no idea what to do. And like initially when I saw that, I think that I was just so tired that I had no emotional response to it, because I was just like, what? Like, what? Completely just totally confused. And then when I called Fran and started explaining the situation, I just burst into tears. Like all the emotion and stress, I think, from traveling, plus like coming home to that shock. I was just like, oh my God, Fran, this just happened and I don't know why. And like, I was just freaking out. I had no idea like what I was supposed to do next. Was I supposed to call someone? Like, who do I contact about this? Is it even safe for me to sleep here tonight? Because, like, what if the structural integrity of the floor was damaged, and literally right above my living room is the bedroom? I was like, can I even, like, walk in the bedroom? Is that going to be fine? Like, all this stuff was going through my head. So that was, like, a really intense moment, but Fran was amazing, and he calmed me down and like told me everything was gonna be okay. He helped me find the emergency maintenance phone number so that way I could call them and let them know what had happened and everything. So I'm really, really glad that Fran was there to at least talk me through everything, because I just was like freaking out so much. Hold on, did I see King? What the heck? Why did that alert not go off? Oh my gosh, 100 bits! King, thank you! Let me see if I can force it? No, it's not working. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay. I might have replayed it multiple times.
I don't mean to interrupt your amazing Japan story. Hope you had a safe trip and it was awesome. Aww. Yes, I will apologize and you can stop me, but last night, WTTW11 aired Chicago Tonight last night doing a segment on Galloping Ghost Arcade.
Ah, of
Showed
course.
up at the very end, currently uploading vlog on the subject.
Ooh, yes. Okay, there's I accidentally clicked it twice. Sorry, we have to listen to that again.
I don't mean to interrupt your amazing Japan story.
No, I forced you to interrupt twice.
And it was awesome.
Yes, King, will you please post the link to your vlog whenever it's finished? So that way we can make sure everybody gets a chance to watch it.
Last night doing
that
a
is
segment
so
on Galloping Ghost Arcade.
I want
Showed up at the very end,
see
uploading
what they were
on
saying
the
about the arcade and everything. That's awesome, King. Leaflet, at least you were both safe, and as bad as it was, at least it didn't ruin your Japan vacation. You only got it when you got back. That's very true. Like, I can't, like, while I was on the trip, I was blissfully unaware of whatever was happening at my house. So yeah, we got to at least finish out our trip with everything still being fun and whatnot, and not having to stress about that. So that is a positive, considering everything. That's a good point. Ela, you're doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Yeah, hope everyone's doing good. Got most of your Christmas shopping done, Chibi. Yep. Should have installed one of those firefighter poles. Just left the hole in my ceiling and So the whole, like later after a maintenance person came and did inspect it, they said that, like only the ceiling is what was damaged. So whenever I did see the hole, I knew it didn't go all the way up through the floor, like in the second floor. So, cause you know, the space between floors is like the floor and then a gap where there's like wires and pipes and stuff, and then the ceiling to the floor below it. So only the ceiling had been affected. So there wasn't a hole all the way through, but I guess I could have like made it even worse if we wanted to go that route. But also, I do not own this townhouse, so that would have been an awkward modification to make in this situation, I think, 13. Thank you for the love, Fire Neko. No alert, GG's, no, not again. Yeah, sorry about that, King. You almost forgot about it, but yeah, vlog just uploaded to YouTube. Amazing. Yeah, like I said, if you could share that in the Discord, that would be perfect, King. And we can all check it out. It's good that you had fun. Yeah, thank you. We did have a really good time. Although I was looking forward to getting home and just like relaxing because we did a lot on the trip. We made sure that we saw as much as we could. It was my very first time in Japan, so we kind of thought like, oh, let's get a little taster of everything. And then next time we go, we can make a trip that's like more chill, stay in one place for longer, kind of make sure we see everything that that place has to offer, and like really get immersed kind of, I guess, in that area rather than going from place to place to place. I think that I'm glad the way that we did it for the trip, but like I said, it was exhausting whenever we came home. So I was just like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get to sleep. But oh no, I couldn't sleep when I got back because I had to deal with that. Needed to make a second hole. Yeah, no way. You'll pass it around everywhere, but yeah, Pet Japan has been awesome. It was, I told everybody about the trip last stream, so that VOD should be up if you guys want to hear about it. So today is like catching up about the other month that I've been out away from the internet, missing everybody. You're playing Dreamlight Valley, A Rift in Time. Yeah, I was asking earlier, Dreamlight Valley is the Disney game, right? I hope I'm not getting that confused about something. Stretchies and hydrate, please. Thank you, Ely. Oh my gosh, you've given me 2 stretchies. So I did do Light's hydrate. I just did your hydrate. Oh no, you did a stretchy and Light did a stretchy. Okay, this will be Ely's from 5 minutes ago. And then I'll do Light's in a couple minutes too. Thank you everybody for taking care of me. So whenever I got off the phone with Fran, I had the emergency maintenance number that I could call. So I did, and I told them that I had a hole in my ceiling and that like it had fallen onto my dining room table, and that the floor was all messed up and whatever, and I thought that it was from water damage, maybe something happened with a pipe, blah blah. And the guy on the phone was not very helpful. I mean, what was he really gonna be able to do at like 1 a.m. by this point? But I wanted something to happen immediately because I was super freaked out. I wanted somebody to come over, and he was just kind of like, is the water leaking right now? And all I could hear was very slight dripping, like maybe a drop every 10 or 15 seconds. And I was like, this is all that I think there is. And so he pretty much just said, well, then we'll come look at it tomorrow morning. Like, there was nothing that they were gonna do tonight because it wasn't like something happening right now. The damage had already been done, I guess. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. And he told me someone will be in touch with you first thing tomorrow morning. So I was like, okay, first thing tomorrow morning. Bugs, you remember the population of today's statal state? You have the populations of some of the states memorized as well, Bugs? Oh my gosh, I don't know how you know all these facts. I'm not gonna make it to that balloon in time. Sad. It looked very awesome. The trip, yeah. It was super fun to share that with everybody the other day. That crab is huge. Yeah, I think it's a spider crab. So yeah, the guy told me that they would be in touch first thing in the morning. So I emailed my manager that night, and I was like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to come into work tomorrow. I'm having this issue at home. I need to wait for the maintenance people to come over and find out what the situation is. And I emailed him a picture of my ceiling, and he was like, oh geez, I hope everything is okay. And he was totally understanding and let me take the time off from work. So that was all good. So I wake up the next morning and, well, honestly, I didn't really fall asleep that night. I was so exhausted when I got home, but then like the stress of everything, I did not fall asleep until past 5 a.m. So I did not really calculate it, but that might have been the first time that I stayed up for 24 hours because unfortunately on the plane, because I wanted to try and force myself to get back on East Coast time zone as soon as possible, I only took a 2-hour nap on the entire 13-hour plane ride. And our plane didn't leave until like, I want to say 7 p.m. Japan time. So I had been up since like 7 a.m. Japan time. So I'd been awake for already 12 hours before the plane even took off. And then the flight is 13 hours. I did nap for 2 hours on the plane. And then I had to wait 4 hours at another airport for a layover. Then I finally got home, and then it's an hour drive back from the airport. So I think I must have been awake for over 24 hours. My very first time ever doing that. And so like, that was already 1 a.m. was more than 24 hours. And then I ended up staying up till 5 a.m. because I was so stressed out. And I was just like, oh. So I did end up sleeping in the next day until like 11 a.m. And so when I finally woke up, I initially woke up freaking out because I was like, oops, sorry. I was like, oh crap, the maintenance guy said they would contact me first thing in the morning. I bet you I have missed calls and stuff. Oh shoot. So I was like fumbling around looking for my phone, and I finally find it, and I'm like, oh, I have nothing. Nobody has tried to contact me. Like, I told them I have a hole in my ceiling and nobody has tried to contact me. Like, what the heck? So, I mean, luckily I didn't miss the call, but that was still really frustrating. Yuki, be ready when you are. Okay, sounds good, Yuki. Let me at least finish walking around my island. Probably better if I finish my story first as well, so that way I can like do all the oohs and ahs and get a good tour whenever I go over to your island. Thank you so much for like getting it ready though. Oh no, I know. It was a bad idea not to sleep on the plane. Obviously I didn't know what was waiting for me, but I think in hindsight, like, because you don't know what's gonna happen, probably just rest when you get the chance. Like, maybe it would have been sucky to deal with the jet lag and stuff, but like at least I would have been prepared should anything come up, you know? So in the future, I probably will plan less for like, oh, what is going to help me get on the time zone best, and just be like, I need to be prepared for whatever comes my way when I get home, so let me just sleep while I can. I think that's the attitude I'm going to have. Bugs, so you don't forget the state's population anytime soon. You don't. You'll forget that state's population anytime soon. So I don't, I'll forget. I don't. Is there supposed to be a period in there? So I don't, period. I'll forget that state's population anytime soon. That doesn't sound right. Why do I always have issues with Bugs messages? Oh, Kate! Hello, Kate! Popping in real quick. Hi, everyone. How are you? Thanks for giving her a shout out, Chibi. Oh. Neko, you got an octopus. Takoyaki! Are you talking about on Animal Crossing? Do you have, Octavius? That's his name, right? Has a lot of weeds, but eh. Well, do what you will while you're waiting, Yuki, but I don't mind a few weeds. North, welcome in. How are you? Thanks for giving North a shout out as well. Light's doing a short lurk break. Sounds good, Light. I missed a message. Was it yours, or was there something before that, Bugs? The one that I'm having trouble with? You remember the population of today's stale state? It's that one state that was so close above one of the thresholds. So you don't. You'll forget that state's... You don't think you'll forget that state's population anytime soon? Don't think I'll forget. Yeah, I think is maybe supposed to be in there. Okay. Remember the population because it was that one state that was so close above one of the thresholds. Gotcha. Kate, doing well. Most of your technical difficulties have been fixed. That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Kate. I was lurking a little bit during your stream during my lunch today, but sadly I ended up going a little bit like past lunchtime, so I ended up working for most of that, but I'm glad it was going well. So I hope it was smooth today. North, you swear your Skies Arcadia playthrough will continue one of these years. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm looking forward to it whenever it does happen. You're also streaming tonight too. What? Can't stay long, let's get dinner, then hop into your own stuff. Yeah, no worries, Kate. Have fun. Are you playing with Civis or something? Neko? No, Dreamlight Valley. That's what you said, right? Yes. Oh, you did say yes. Hold on. Dreamlight Valley. Oh, you got the takoyaki in Dreamlight Valley. Okay. Huh. Like as a food, or are there octopus characters in there too? You finished putting up some Christmas decorations, so that's fun, North. I hope you had a good time doing that. Broccoli tonight. Civis is next week. Okay. When you said broccoli tonight, I almost thought you were telling us about your dinner, and I was like, oh, he's having broccoli for dinner. What if you are, though? What if you're having broccoli for dinner, and then you're also streaming with broccoli? That would be awkward. This week has been a lot of collab stuff. Well, I hope you've been having a ton of fun, though, Kate. There's a distinct lack of snow. I know, but apparently it's not snowy time yet. I set it to today's date, and there's no snow, so what can you do? You got an octopus fish that you're going to make into takoyaki. Oh, so you're cooking it. So you went fishing and now you can cook it. Also, Ursula, the sea witch, she's an octopus. True, true, true. I bet she's not happy about what you're doing to her fellow octopus brethren. You must go. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for being here, Kate. Like I said, have a good dinner. Have fun with broccoli. I'll see if I can stop by later. Yeah, have a good one. Today's US travel is not that difficult, but only 28% got it perfect. So are you feeling pretty good about that then, Bugs? But also, that's 28% so far, right? Because it hasn't become available to those in the US yet. Do you think it's gonna go up? He's human now. Ursula's human? Like the form that she takes at the end of the movie? Is that what she looks like? AC is on Australia time. You said I did not set up my island so that so that it was on Australia time. It's just not quite snowy yet in the game because it stays snowy for so long, like much longer than you think. So that's probably why it's not snowy. A few things that aren't finished being decorated here. My Pirate's Grotto is probably the thing that's the least done, but I did do like quite a bit of decorating at one point. Walk through here. It was nice to see you. Yeah, it was good to see Kate. Okay, where was I with my rant? Right, so the maintenance guy said somebody would be in contact with me first thing in the morning, and then nobody had gotten in touch with me by 11. So I tried calling the emergency maintenance number again, and get this, the emergency maintenance number goes to voicemail, and they literally tell you to leave a message, and I'm just like, bruh. That is not how this is supposed to work. If you're an emergency line, you don't let it go to voicemail. Like, what the heck? So I did leave a voicemail the first time because I think the instructions specifically were like, if it's during the day and nothing is like imminently happening, you know, like there's not water spraying out of my toilet, leave a message. If it's water spraying out of your toilet or something like that, and it's past whatever time at night, then here's another number that you can call. But that other number is more for like the bigger property management company that owns like all these different properties. And I was like, I do not want to get in touch with them. I'm just going to be put on hold for forever. So I left the message, and then I wait for like 2 hours, I think. And still, they haven't called me back. So I'm like, okay, let me try calling emergency maintenance again. Maybe the person is back now. So I call, and still nobody picks up, and it goes to voicemail. And I'm just like, how did somebody pick up at 1 a.m. last night, but nobody's around at normal hours during the day? But somebody did obviously notice that I was calling, because right after I called the second time, I got a text from a different maintenance line being like, hey, somebody has been scheduled to come out to your house. Is everything okay? And I'm just like, well, somebody told me that you guys would be in touch first thing in the morning. So that's why I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And then the person replies back like, oh, who promised that somebody would be there first thing in the morning? And I'm just like, nobody promised that somebody would be here. They just said you guys would be in touch. So what's going on? And they're like, oh, the maintenance person will be there within the hour. And I'm like, okay, within the hour. So by 2 o'clock, I think the maintenance guy is supposed to be here. So I was like, okay, got confirmation that at least something is happening. But why did it take 12 hours? I do not know. Hi, Nico. Her Vanessa form. Okay, so yeah, I can picture what Ursula looks like. Oh, Leaflet, bedtime for you. Wish you could stick around for longer, but you're teaching tomorrow. Got the morning classes. Oh, good luck with that, Leaflet. I hope that you are enjoying that and that you have really good students. Thank you for stopping in to say hello and hang out with us. We'll see you soon. Have a good night. Bugs, for yesterday's one, it didn't help waiting for others solving. It was still at 4% 1 hour ago, dang. So everybody was stumped on that one. Hey, Minogue, welcome, welcome. How you doing? Chibi, you want to give a shout out to Minogue for us? Happy Decemberween! Thank you so much. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good Decemberween as well. I don't know. Are you still celebrating Halloween at this point? Is that what's going on? But yeah, really good to see you again. Been up to anything fun? Did something else happen, or is it about the water leak? This is still about the water leak. Something else does happen, but not until later, so we'll get there. Still about post-vacation leak. Yeah, I just feel like the way it was handled initially was not the best. It was very frustrating, especially me being very sleep deprived. Like, I had no patience for this. So yeah, we're still on that. It's probably gonna take me a while to get through the story. Screw politeness, you'd be calling every 15 minutes, right? When you've got a hole in your ceiling, it's like, please come fix the hole in my ceiling. So by the time somebody came over, I think it was 2 o'clock, and the guy comes in and he's like, oh yeah, you had called about like some water damage or something. So I led him into my living room, and he's just like, holy crap. But he doesn't say holy crap, but we're family friendly. But so he sees it and is just like, what the heck? Why did nobody come here earlier? He literally said that. He was like, why did they not send somebody out earlier? I didn't hear about this until just like 30 minutes ago, whatever. And I'm like, bro, I don't know. I told you guys I had a hole in my ceiling, and for some reason nobody thought like, that's something we should check on immediately. But once the guy gets there, he's like, oh yeah, this is like way worse, I guess, than anybody thought. Like, I don't know if they just assumed I had like a little pinhole in my ceiling or something, but did I see the Animal Crossing Lego sets? You're getting Marshall and the Captain one for sure. Oh, I don't, North, did you share some of those with us? I think Riddle did too. I did see a few. I thought that they looked cute, but that you would maybe want to build a lot of like extra stuff to kind of like boost up the whole sets. But having the actual villagers in Lego form, that's gonna be amazing. Marshall and Captain, oh. I need to see pictures whenever you get those and build them up, Minogue. You could just have like a whole village in real life. That's what I think is so exciting about them. You're super tempted to buy all of it, Chibi. Oh man. Yeah, I haven't looked at them too closely, honestly. If I did, I probably would also be tempted. Speaking of Captain, why don't we just... You completed the museum! Ooh, congrats, Yuki! Oh, now I'm gonna go to 249. That's an ugly number. It's the beginning of an addiction, to be sure. Yeah, we all gotta be careful. Always text damaged pictures to the phone number, even if you don't know if it's a cell line. Ah, that would have been a good thing to do. I did not even consider that. But yeah, when the guy came over, he took a lot of pictures. He was kind of, as far as I understood, somebody more in a managerial position in maintenance. So his job was to kind of like assess and figure out who would be working on it. So he took a lot of pictures for me and even got a ladder and like poked his head up in the hole to get pictures around there. And I was able to ask him some questions about, I don't know, like what his initial assessment was. So he confirmed with me that there wasn't any damage to the actual floor above. It was just to the ceiling. So there should have been no issues with me like walking around in my bedroom and stuff, which was good. So that made me feel a little bit better at least. And then he was gonna get in touch with like a plumber and all these different people who needed to come by and fix it. So later that day, a plumber came by and he was the one that figured out what actually happened. So I had just been assuming this entire time that it was a pipe, But he was like, no, actually, all the pipes are intact. Like, I don't think it was that. And he thought it was the toilet, which is a very obvious choice as well, because the hole was literally right below the toilet. The bathroom's up there. So he went up and he looked at the toilet and he found out that the toilet tank had been overfilling itself, but only a little bit. So it wasn't filling up fast enough that it could like come over the top, but it was filling up enough that it was reaching the level of where the plunger is on the toilet, like the handle to flush. And the handle to flush is like not sealed on there, obviously. So there's a hole where like the mechanism sticks in to like interact with everything in the tank. And so the water was getting high enough that it could drip outside of the hole where the handle was on the toilet. And so the entire time, toilet water, I know, but at least it was the clean toilet water, like coming from the tank. Like, oh man, can you imagine if it was coming from somewhere else? Like, so that water was slowly dripping out of the hole where the handle was on the toilet the entire 4 weeks while Fran and I were gone in Japan. And that was dripping down onto the bathroom floor, which is tile. So it wasn't getting through the tile, but the molding around the wall was wood. So it was seeping into the wood and then getting into the floor and everything from there. And so that obviously like built up in the ceiling below it. And then the ceiling eventually gave away and that fell. And I guess the water damage must have gone all the way down the wall in the living room too and gotten to the floor, because that's how the floor got all warped and messed up. So yeah, I mean, it was what I would say is a slow leak. But the plumber was like, well, but it was still sufficient enough to be able to do all that damage while you guys were gone. Like, it wasn't just a couple drops, you know, like it was maybe like a small steady stream trickling out or something like that. So yeah, that is why everything was broken. But of course they had to fix it, which were like the next craziness that happened. It's always a sell these days. That's true. I should have texted them a picture, but I was just like not in the right frame of mind at all to be doing that. Start picking up some of these things here. Assuming you are calling a landline is not a good bet. Yeah, definitely. Video is up, not in the Discord, but it's done. Congratulations, King. Whenever you get the chance, definitely get it in the Discord for us, and I'm gonna check it out for sure. Aika! Hello, welcome in. Hope you're doing okay. I'm doing good now. I'm just telling everybody about the craziness that I came home to when I got back from my trip. But by this point, everything has been solved and fixed. So finally things are back to normal, but it's been a 3.5 week process, so it's been a lot. A leaky toilet gasket is the worst. Yeah. So the plumber did do something to stop the toilet from doing that in the future. I think that it might have been like that maybe since I've moved in, but because I've never been gone on a trip this long. Do I have a ladder in my pocket? I do. Because I've never been on a trip this long, I didn't notice it. So like if you flush the toilet regularly, that's gonna lower the tank and everything, and then it would slowly have to refill back up to that level where it would be leaking out. So if I'm home and using the toilet or flushing the toilet regularly, like it's just not gonna be an issue. So it wasn't something I could have ever noticed until I was gone for that long. So he did do something to fix it, but it was actually a little bit annoying because now the tank takes forever to refill. So whenever I flush, I'm like, okay, time to wait 2 minutes until I can stop finally listening to the water refilling in the tank. But I guess that's better than having it leak. Thanks, Nika. Shout out, Chibi. All very welcome people. And chicken. Yes, chicken too. You gross. Yeah. Ugh. It was definitely not a fun situation. Always fix a slow drip, then don't assume you can just let it go on, kids. Yep, the other thing I learned is that you should turn off the water to your toilets before leaving on a trip. So there is a place where you can turn it off by every single toilet. And that was not something that was on my checklist to do before I left. I stopped my mail for a month. I make sure my car was parked out of the way. Also, what else did I do? There was a bunch of stuff. Like I made sure that it wasn't going to get too cold inside and all these different things. I put self-watering things for my plants. Like I had a whole list of stuff that I had to prepare. I just did not think to like turn that off. And you know what I even did? I went to resident services and said, hey, I'm gonna be gone for this long. What are the things that I need to do? And I was like, this is where I put my car. And the lady was like, oh, what about your mail? And I was like, yep, I stopped my mail, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, I think that's everything. So it's not even like it was something that was recommended to me to do by the property. Like that lady didn't think of it either. So I kind of feel like, you know, it's not crazy for people to turn it off, but it's also not weird if you don't turn it off. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that most people don't. I don't know. Maybe if you own your house, you'd be more careful, but I don't know. Aika, you understand. Need to have a shower and food, but you wanted to say hi. Oh, thanks so much for coming in to say hi, Aika. I hope you have a lovely shower and get some good food in ya and whatnot. Wish you were thinking about Galloping Ghost Arcade today. You must go in there. Well, you can see how it's doing if you watch King's vlog. And you can see him on TV too. He'll be lurking now, but you wanted to say hi. Thank you so much for the lurk, Aika. It was good to see you for sure. So yeah, that was the situation. And then they did get a schedule down, or created, I guess, very quickly for how they were going to fix everything. So they were like, okay, we've got a week's worth of renovations that we're planning. There's gonna be a day where a team comes in and they're going to rip out the ceiling and they're gonna rip out the wall. Yeah, so I have a divider wall between my kitchen and my living room. So that wall also got a ton of water damage. So they had to rip part of that off. They had to rip off a lot of the ceiling. What? They had to rip out a lot of the ceiling in the living room, some ceiling in the kitchen. A guy came in with a thermal camera to like test where the water damage was, because theoretically where there was water damage, it would be colder. So he found that there was also water damage behind the toilet upstairs, which makes sense. He also said there was water damage behind the toilet downstairs. So they did cut out that wall and replace it in the end. I honestly don't think there was water damage there. I think it was just cold because that toilet gets really, really freezing. I mean, that bathroom, not just the toilet. So I think that one like was a misinterpretation of the thermal camera data, but everything else made sense to me. So yeah, they scheduled a day where all that was going to be ripped out, and they scheduled the next day, I think, a team was going to come and move all my furniture out of the living room because the whole floor had to be replaced. So after the team moved the furniture out, then somebody would come in the next day to rip out the floor, and then people were going to come in the next day to fix all the walls, then people were going to come in the next day to replace the floor, and then people were going to come in the next day to put my furniture back. So that was like going to be the plan. It was going to take a week long, whatever. And they actually did stick to the plan. They did a really good job. Their goal was to have everything done for me by Thanksgiving, which I thought was really thoughtful. Because, you know, like I might have been having plans to have people over and whatnot, and it would have obviously been really sucky to have to deal with not having a kitchen or a living room when I had people coming over, which wasn't the case. And I ended up leaving town, hanging out with Ely for Thanksgiving anyway. But I was like, that's a really nice thought that they want to do that for me. So they did finish all of those renovations in that order. Excuse me. But before everything started, somebody had told me like, oh, by the way, they are going to move out your furniture from the living room and everything. But if there's anything electronic or anything breakable or anything expensive, I recommend that you move that yourself and put it somewhere out of the way, because you never know what could happen, I guess, with the people that are going to be moving your furniture. So I had my friends come over. They were really, really nice to do this for me. But they came and helped me move my TV upstairs, and then I moved all of my game consoles because we had like a Switch downstairs, we had our PlayStation downstairs, like all that kind of stuff. So they helped me move those, and then also all the board games are downstairs just sitting on shelves, and I was like, there's no way these guys are gonna like take the time to nicely take my board games off the shelf and like put them in a box or whatever. Like I'm pretty sure they just got one of those like U-Haul pod thingies to put all my furniture in for a few days, and I was like, I'm not just gonna have my board games and other decorations like sitting in a pod for a few days, because I didn't think they were gonna get boxes. So they also helped me move all of those upstairs, which took a substantial amount of time. Like, I got a lot of board games. So I was just very, very thankful to them for that. So even after all the maintenance stuff got done downstairs, I had to move all my furniture back downstairs. And so that was all actually stored in this room that I'm in right now, streaming, my bedroom, because out of the 2 rooms upstairs, this is the bigger one. And so fitting all of that up here, like, it had to go in the bigger room. So that meant that this entire time while all this work was going on, my room that I normally like sleep in and work in at my computer and everything, you could not walk in it. There was so much stuff in here from downstairs. It was like a hoarder room or something. Like, it was really, really bad. So I ended up staying in the spare room for those entire, like, almost 2 weeks or whatever while they were doing all of that work. So I didn't even have access to my room, and then I didn't have access to my entire downstairs because all that was undergoing renovations. So I was literally living out of our spare room and the bathroom upstairs, and that was it. And because there was also stuff happening in the kitchen, like tearing down ceiling and stuff, I also wasn't cooking in there. So I didn't have any kitchen appliances to work with. So literally the only thing I had to cook was my kettle. I could heat up hot water, so I was making like oatmeal and noodles and stuff. And the other thing I could have used, but I never ended up using, was I have a waffle iron. So I was like, maybe I could have made like sandwiches in there, or definitely waffles or something. But that felt a little weirder to do like in our spare room than just heating up some water in a kettle. So I was mostly eating out for all of that time, just like fast food and crap. And then Ely definitely took care of me over Thanksgiving. Like, I needed that so bad. Just have somebody to, like, I don't know, be there and just feel some normalcy as well. Like a house that was actually put together and that was able to be used and everything. So Ely was my savior for Thanksgiving. It was super nice to hang out with them. Thank you, Ely. North, better to be safe than sorry. It's actually really well set up. The repair project, you mean? Yeah, all their schedule that they had, that was really good. And like I said, I was thankful that they wanted to get it done as soon as possible. I think once they figured out how much the damage was, they were like, oh yeah, we got to get our butts in gear with this. So I did appreciate that. You love that book? Oh, the Gravity Falls book, for example? Oh yeah, that like that Fran made for me, one of the decorations. Yeah, that went upstairs to make sure there was no damage done to it. You still need to watch that show. Yeah, it is really good. Definitely need to watch. Thank you for the hugs, everybody. Oh, we're surviving on a diet of takeout and Sammy's for a week. Pretty much. Lots of oatmeal was eaten that week. I was also just still exhausted and jet lagged and everything. So I didn't, even if my kitchen had been available, it wasn't like I was gonna come home and cook a whole meal. So I was like, you know what, this is fine. Oatmeal's fine for dinner again. It was a super fun time. Yeah, it was really sweet. Ely got me back into Sky for the weekend, and we had a ton of fun playing that. I remember that the day I got back, I got a notification that like Ely had sent me a gift in Sky, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna open it right now and play. And then I was like, wait, I'm busy with other things, which I'll get into as well. But yeah, so they finally finished all the repairs on everything. Like, I think it was right before I left for Thanksgiving to go hang out with Ely, so they met their goal. But something I had noticed before I left was that the oven and the microwave were not on when people were done with all the work. And so I was like, well, I know that the appliances all had to be moved because they were redoing the floor, because they redid it in the kitchen too. So I was like, well, they had to, yeah, unplug the oven and put it back in whenever they were doing that. But when I thought about it, I was like, oh, you know what? The microwave actually was out a few days before the oven. So I just had assumed that they unplugged it whenever they were working, and that they just forgot to plug it back in. But because I have one of those microwaves that's like built in above the stove, I didn't really know where the plug was or like how to turn it back on or whatever. And as well, the oven, like I wasn't about to pull the whole thing out myself to replug it in behind there. So I just ended up putting a maintenance request being like, hey, I had some previous work done, but now some of my appliances in the kitchen aren't working. Can somebody please come out and look at it? So that took a few days for somebody to respond to because it wasn't going through the emergency maintenance this time. It was just like the normal maintenance line. So a couple days later, somebody got back to me and they came out and looked at things. And there was a different guy for the microwave and stove because I technically did put those as two different maintenance requests because it was two different appliances. So one guy came and looked at the microwave and he was like, so is it just unplugged? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, did you check the breaker? And I was like, no, I didn't do that. And the guy was trying to show me where the breaker was. And I was like, I know, I didn't check it. And I'm really glad actually that I didn't check it because he came in and opened it up and tried to turn on the breaker that the microwave was on. And I literally watched it spark and then it switched back off. And I was like, oh, okay. Super glad I'm not the one who touched that. He was fine, like it didn't get him or anything. But the fact that the breaker sparked, I was like, yeah, something is really wrong. That's not good. And he was like, yeah, we're gonna need to have an electrician come out here and look at this. And I was like, yeah, no kidding. We need to have an electrician come out and look at this. And then a little bit later, some guy came and looked at the stove, and apparently what had happened with the stove was that whenever they did the floor, like I said, they had to move it and put it back, and my stove never sat flush against the wall. Like there was always something poking out in the back, which presumably is where it plugged in, that would keep it from getting all the way pushed back. But the people who did the floor had no idea about that. So whenever they pushed the stove back, they pushed it so hard that it did go flush against the wall. So whatever like part on the back of the stove was sticking out, like they just broke that when they pushed it back so hard. And that was also apparently where the cable was coming out of the stove. So like that was broken. So they needed to order a piece to replace it so then they could plug my stove back in. So I was like, okay, that's going to take a few days because they have to order the part. And then the microwave was also going to end up taking a while because they first had to have an electrician come out and assess what was going on before then they could figure out next steps. Yeah, broken stove / oven as well. So I think maybe, I want to say like 2 days later is when the electrician finally came. Like there was people coming in and out of my house for multiple days before movement was finally made on the microwave. So they told me that most likely what had happened is that whenever they came in and were moving things up in the kitchen, or like not moving things, but like taking out the ceiling and part of the kitchen and then doing the repairs and everything, somebody had done some electrical damage up there. And so they were going to have to rip out the ceiling again to access the electrical wires and fix whatever was going on. So like the ceiling had not been put back together like for more than 2 or 3 days before they're like, yeah, we have to tear it out again to fix this. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So again, they had to schedule a team to come in and tear out the ceiling. This time I was a little bit more prepared for what was going to happen because I knew that, okay, whenever they tear things out and repair it, like there's a lot of dust that happens from that because they're doing like drywall and whatnot. So I took everything out of my kitchen so that way it wouldn't get all dusty and like covered up stuff as best I could with like tablecloths and things. So that way it was like all ready for them. And I don't know how long that took or whatever for it all to get done. Like it was 2 days of work, but I think it was split over a weekend. So my kitchen ceiling was open for like a few more days. So somebody finally did come in and fix the electrical work. And then during that time, the piece came in for the oven. So somebody also came in, fixed that. And so I was like, okay, good, it's all done. So finally, like that did settle that saga. I came home from work one day, both the microwave and the oven were on, and I was like, yes, thank you, finally. I still had a lot of cleaning to do because at this point, even though all the work was done, there was still tons of dust everywhere from all the work that had been done. I still had not moved any of my furniture from upstairs back into the living room, so I'm still like living out of the guest bed this whole time and everything. And so I think finally I decided to clean like the following weekend after that, and most of that went fine. Like I was able to put a lot of my furniture back in the correct place, and my friends came by again to help me bring all the board games back and organize them in the living room and put everything up exactly the way as it was. Like they were so amazing. They I didn't know this, but they took pictures of everything before we had brought it all upstairs. So they were referencing the photos to put everything back on the shelves, literally exactly how it was before. And I was just like, oh my God, thank you. Like, it was just way too nice. So all that went really smoothly. And the next day is when I was like, okay, I need to go in and like do the kitchen now. So I start trying to clean the kitchen, and there's like even dust in some of the cupboards because part of the places that they had to cut away the ceiling were right above my cupboards, and a ton of dust just got in there. So basically all the dishes that were in my cupboards had to be washed because it was all covered in dust. And I also have like a container of wooden spoons that was on my counter that was all covered in dust. There was a bunch of stuff like that. So I go to put all my things in my dishwasher, and I try to open the door of the dishwasher, and it doesn't open. I'm just like, what's going on now? So what had happened was still when these guys like moved all the appliances out to fix the floor, they were just not careful when putting back all of the appliances when the floor was done. So they had shoved the dishwasher so far back in its alcove that the bottom of the door handle was getting like caught on something like back there that I couldn't really see, so it wouldn't open. And I was just like, oh my God, I have to call maintenance again. Like literally everything in my kitchen was broken except for the refrigerator, which I guess if I could pick, I would have kept the refrigerator functioning so that at least all my food didn't go bad. So I called maintenance, and luckily somebody came that same day, and he was able to fix the dishwasher that same day. And at the same time, like a few minutes before he got there, I also noticed that the garbage disposal was broken. So whenever the guy came over to fix the dishwasher, I was like, hey, can you also look at this? Is that okay? He's like, yeah, let me take a look. And he pulled out what looked like rocks from the garbage disposal, and I was like, what the heck is this? And he was like, yeah, I think these are pieces of drywall or something that got dropped down the garbage disposal when all that work was happening. And I was just like, are you kidding me? I was really thankful that they had done all this work so quickly, but there was a reason they were able to get it done so quickly. It's just because they were not careful about anything. Like there is so much stuff that they just like, yeah, drywall pieces down the garbage disposal. So they had shoved back the stove against the wall so that that was broken. They had shoved back the dishwasher so far that the door couldn't open. They had dropped drywall down the garbage disposal. Somebody had broken or cut some electrical wires, and that had to be fixed. And then the other thing was that because they had to replace some of the walls in the living room and kitchen and ceiling, they had to repaint everything because you can never find like the exact same shade of white, I guess. And so it wasn't just like, oh, repaint the walls that have just been done, repaint everything. And these people did not take anything off the walls before they started painting. So there's literally paintings that Fran and I have done. Like we went to a painting class and painted those. Those were hanging on the wall, and now there's white paint all over the frames because they just painted around the frames instead of taking it off the wall. So like that was damaged. I had some wooden bowls that I had left on the kitchen counter. There was paint splattered on there. I also have like this extra light switch thing that I had installed myself that was like Bluetooth, and they didn't take that off the wall even though it's literally only velcroed on there, so there's paint all over that. And I'm just like, oh my God, nobody cared at all that they were working in somebody's house. They were just like, we need to get this done, whatever, and was not careful about any of my stuff. So that was frustrating. Like I said, I'm glad that they got the work done fast, but I think I would have preferred that they had gone a little bit slower and taken their time and not mess so many things up, because then it was like, okay, now other maintenance people have to come back and fix all these things, and that just made it take even longer. And now my stuff is damaged because you guys weren't careful, and there's not really anything I can do about that. Like, I'm pretty sure the best I can do with those picture frames is, since they're black, just paint my own black paint over the top of their white paint. Like, I don't know, it's really stupid. My wooden bowl is ruined. Like, I can't get that paint off unless I sand it and then refinish the bowl myself. Like, so all that was very frustrating. I've been ranting too long. Let me catch up with you guys a little bit. Yuki, all the weeds are gone. Okay, I think I'm like getting close-ish to finishing at least the house saga portion of my rant. There is a work portion to my rant as well, so I want to talk about that, but maybe we can take a little break to go visit Yuki's island, give myself some time to calm down. At least it wasn't a gas stove mixed with a sparking microwave. Oh my god. Yes, we just have an electric stove. That would have been really, really scary. Glad things went smoothly when you moved everything back. Yeah, honestly, having my friends come over and just be so supportive, that was one of the nicest things that came out of this. I just felt so loved. I was like, oh my god, you guys are amazing. And like Ely taking care of me during Thanksgiving and everything. Like, I felt all the support. Who's here? Zane, not Zach, Zane, welcome in. How you doing, friend? It's good to see you again. It's been a minute. I've been away from the internet, but I have been back the last couple days and it's been so fun getting in touch with everyone again. How have you been, Zane? Time for Aurora to consider home ownership. I'll say, even though the maintenance team wasn't great, at least because I don't own this place, because I only rent, I'm not the one that had to deal with scheduling all that. I don't know, like if I owned, I probably would have hired a different team that would have been more careful, but that would have also been a lot of work to try and find the maintenance team and like get a schedule together, and I would be the one having to pay for it. But because I rent and like all this is their responsibility / partially covered by insurance, they're the ones that have to deal with all that. So I don't know. I think I do prefer that. I don't really want to be the one in charge of fixing everything myself. Why do these guys think that... Who do these guys think they are? SpongeBob and Patrick? Honestly, though, I feel like SpongeBob and Patrick would have done a similar job with everything. Like, come on. Had to hear about the damage, right? Where are you posting the code? If you want to send it to me on Discord, that works. If you want to do a DM or if you... I mean... I imagine that you don't want to post it to everybody, but yeah, DM on Discord definitely works. Love that hammer emote. Which, oh yeah! Ely's hammer emote, adorable. Wait, is it Ely? Oh, it's Corlina's that Ely's using. Okay. Thanks for giving Zane a shout out. Shout out to the blade, as we call it. Trying to get maintenance or renovation as a homeowner can be difficult to get quickly. Yeah, so I think it was good that I didn't have to be the one in charge. That would have just been another thing that I had to think about during all this time. And honestly, I had enough going on that it was just like, I was fine with people telling me, okay, this is what's happening now. This is what's happening now. Like, that's probably what I needed, even if it didn't go the most smooth. Love the cake icon. Yeah, true. How do you get the cake icon, Zane? Is this the maintenance department? No, this is Patrick. Oh man. Patrick let the emergency maintenance line go to voicemail. Corlina decided you required a mallet for butt spot. Oh yeah, I remember that now. You always get bullied by butt spot. I remember her making the emote for you. So cute. I did a good job with the supermarket. Look at this. I'm liking some of these. Some of the rooms I'm going in and I'm like, ugh, I need to... Like the basement of the other house that was like disco karaoke thing, I feel like that looks a little empty, but some of these other ones are looking pretty good. Heck yeah, you did a good job. Thank you, Ely. So yeah, I think that was like all of the saga with that at least. Took forever to get all done. There was a lot of challenges along the way with damage and blah blah blah. I had to live in one room the entire time because I had so much furniture stored up in my normal bedroom and all those things. So that was like what I've been dealing with for the past 3.5 weeks, because the kitchen ceiling only got sealed up on Monday, I think. And then yesterday I cleaned my kitchen. So that's when like everything was finally clean, was yesterday morning when I finally cleaned up the kitchen. So it has literally been ongoing this entire time. The cake icon is from r/place this year. Is that a Reddit thing, Zane? What's r/place? A veritable Trader Joe's in the basement. Thank you, Nor. Love the marketplace, thanks. I think I did skip a couple rooms in some of the houses. I forgot they had upstairs. I don't think I went into this one's upstairs. This is the one where I was saying the downstairs needs a little bit more work. Yeah, Reddit. What did you have to do on Reddit to get the icon though? Is it like you participated in a certain event on Reddit or something? Hope you can decompress now and get real cozy. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. So Ely knows the other work stuff that's been going on, which like I said, I'm gonna tell you guys about. But let me get my butt over to Yuki's place quickly, so that way, like I said, we can have a little bit of a break from all the ranting and then I can talk about that. But there's a reason that I did not have more capacity to think about what was going on with my house, because boy oh boy have I been busy with work since getting home. Get a nice cup of tea and a blanket when you finish stream. Thank you, Norris. I haven't been able to have tea for so long because everything in my kitchen has been such a disaster. And I did have my kettle with me, but I had to put all my tea away. So that was inaccessible to me during this whole time. Okay, let me just go look at this one more room, and then I'm gonna check the code from Yuki. Go to the airport. Oh, we got a cozy outfit redeemed. Thank you, Ely. Let's put that on. There we go, nice and cozy. I feel like the red one is also kind of cozy, but it's also definitely more holiday for sure. No tea, I know. I did get tea at work. I just didn't, like I couldn't have any in the evening, I guess, because it was all put away. Here we go, a little toy shop. Super cute. Yeah, I had trouble organizing this one to make sure you could see everything. Like, I don't know. But I think it's okay. I think it came out good enough. Very colorful, like pastel and whatnot. Oh, okay. Let's go. Wait, cozy. Oh yeah, cozy blankie. Wait, do you want cozy blankie over the top of the cozy outfit, or do you want red outfit with blankie? I also have to remember. Oop. It's been so long, I don't remember the hotkey to bring out the blanket. There we go. There's the hotkey for blankie. What are we thinking? Does the red clash? Well, let me switch to the other one so that way you can see. I don't know if scarf and blankie are too much or if it looks fine. What do you think, Ely? I'll leave it up to you. Everything's all set up. Thank you, Yuki. Let me grab this code. I head to the airport. Trying to think. If I go on a BRB screen, technically you guys can still see the code because I have like the mini preview of my screen. So let me, I'll have to turn off the mini preview while I type it in, but I will go to a BRB while I do it. Or I guess I could just turn it off here. Yeah, okay. I don't need to go to BRB. Looks good, thank you, Ely. You have to participate in a Reddit event. Oh, what was the event like, Zane? Look, I can go to work now. That's something brand new. I've only done it the one time. I want to fly. Where'd you want to go? Visit someone. Online play. Old internet. Roger, roger. Red is good with the blankie. Okay, we'll go back to being festive and cozy. Thanks, Ely. There we are. Okay. I'm excited to go to Yuki's Island. It has been so long since I've been visited anybody's island. Search via dodo code. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off for a second. Put on this little bit of music for you guys. Oop. Pull up the code here. Not me about to actually say the code out loud as well. I'm typing it. It's really hard to stop yourself, actually. Okay. And that should be correct. Alright. Oseki! Is that correct, Yuki? Bet you that's it. What are the chances that I typed in the wrong code and it goes to somebody else's island? Need to go for a bit. Feel cozy. Thank you, North. It was a cool event. What was it like? Is it... I don't even know. Like, what are Reddit events like? I've never done one before. The chitty shout out. Thank you, Ely. And one for Fran. Yes. Huge shout out to Fran for keeping me sane through everything as well. Like, There were some nights that I was so busy I didn't have time to like talk with him too much, and he was just like, it's okay, I know you're at full capacity, don't worry, we'll get a chance to talk. And then whenever we did talk, he was always like, oh, you know, it'll be okay and I'll be there soon to help you out. Fran's finally coming back this weekend, so he has not been here for any of this whole saga, which I'm kind of thankful for, to be honest, because it's been so stressful. I'm like, we didn't both need to go through that. So now he gets to come back and it's like nothing happened. There's a new floor. But other than that, everything looks exactly the same. Like they've fixed everything up. I mean, there's a little bit of paint on our stuff as well, I suppose. But oh, look at you! How exciting! Get some cozy in, yeah. Fran and I are definitely gonna be getting super cozy. I have matching Christmas sweaters for us, so I'm excited to wear. And I don't know if there's like any games and stuff that we're thinking of playing and whatnot, but I don't know. Definitely need to like catch up on everything. It's just been too long since he's been here. You think you remember those? Yeah. Hi, Yuki. Oh, how could you do this to me? The betrayal! What the heck? I need to, let's see. I need like a, where's the one that's like, no, like all worried? I need to, this one, distress. Ah! Our place is a Reddit event where everyone gets to post memes, images, etc. Oh! Let me guess, did you post Pokemon themed ones, Zane? King got a jet, your coworkers want to see the video too! Heck yeah! Have fun, King! Ooh, speaking of King. Pirate King Queen over here. Do I have my wand? I do have my wand. Hey! You fell for your own trap. I can be the princess to your Pirate King if you want. Gonna spread the word and put it on your Discord. Till then, welcome. Thank you, King. Thank you again. Have a great rest of your evening. Definitely share the word. You should be super proud of yourself, and looking forward to seeing you again soon. Hi. So take us around. What you got going on? Introduce us to your villagers. Show us your favorite places. Ooh, slots. Oh yeah, this is from Pocket Camp. This is one of the items. Who's this? Annabelle. Hi, where's your house? Just visiting. BT dubs. Did you change any of your villagers' catchphrases, Yuki? Did you come up with BT dubs, or is that hers? I'm the only fully trained and licensed trendsetter in all of Koseki. Fully trained and licensed. You better be wearing what she's wearing. Hope we can be friends. Aw. That's her catchphrase? Okay, okay. You're just watching everyone else. I see, Zane. Did you save any memes from the event, though? Did you find any worth keeping? Oh! This thing! Oh! I found out this thing is actually from a Ghibli movie. Not a Miyazaki movie, but a Ghibli movie. That's what this thing is from. Or maybe the Ghibli movie like took it from something else, but this like exact thing where a baby is born out of a piece of bamboo, like that showed up in the movie. I didn't watch it. I saw somebody else doing a review of like a lot of different more obscure Ghibli movies, and he's like, oh, and actually this one exists too. A Japanese legend. So I bet you they made the movie based on the legend then. This is your house? Put mine away too. How do you, there we go. Loading. Can't get in. Let me in. The fortune cookie stand there I think is also from Pocket Camp. Yeah, because fortune cookies are a big thing in Pocket Camp, duh. Blade, welcome in. How's it going? Ooh, switch corner. Oh, I can't get back. There we go. Is this like you're playing Switch? Did you pretend like the poster is, I must have sit favorited, right? There we go. Is the poster like your TV? Check me out! And the Animal Crossing Switch too. I wanted that in real life so bad whenever it came out, but I already had a Switch at the time. Thanks for giving Blade a shout out, Chibi. Saying you were there for like 30 minutes. The whole event lasts one full day. Holy cow. Okay, yeah. It makes sense that you'd be there for 30 minutes then. But still, that got you your cake. That's all you needed. Cozy blankie, just noticed. Yeah, Ely wanted me to be nice and cozy, so I've got that going on tonight. Ooh. Okay, this is your room, Yuki. Ah! I didn't know the car bed did that. I don't think I ever used this bed. I have everything in my house, which I guess I didn't go into my house, but I have everything in there also like ocean princess themed, so car bed was not on my list of furniture items. The honking! Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, look at the little mobile! It's got sheepies! That's very cute. And little pupper on the cake. Race car bed is OP. Your Switch is the ACNH one. I'm so jelly. One of my other friends has it too. You got the Tears of the Kingdom Pro controller. Oh, you're all blinged out, Ely. So lucky. You could only customize the Switches. Ooh, that's a neat idea. Cupcake. Ooh, I never did Light's posture check that's an hour old now, so let me just... Whoopsie. Oh, the cake! I really liked this cake when it came out. I know it's supposed to be Animal Crossing, but it honestly looks very Mario as well. It looks very similar actually to the Mario cake that I ate whenever we were in Super Nintendo. Ooh. Ooh. I just noticed the shower on the wall. I saw the toilet first. Interesting bathroom concept you've got here with the water going onto the wooden floor. I know what happens in that situation. Yep, got first-hand experience with that now. You can get some covers for them. I think they were talking about customizing it in the game. Or are you talking about real life? Because you can customize your Joy-Cons at least in real life. I think you can do the dock as well. Shouldn't be that hard. Oh. Ah, sorry. Plastic designs go on the back and the side controls. Yeah. I've customized both my Joy-Cons and my Pro Controller, so they've got like sparkly purple blue covers on them now. And I actually replaced the original case, so it's not like a cover that goes on top. It's like, this is what they are now. Maybe it's laminate or wood tile, maybe. Casually floods. Where's the drain? Shh, shh, we don't talk about that. Ooh, the Mario items. Brewster! Is Brewster one of your favorites, Yuki? This is a special dream bed. I think a lot of people thought this when, ooh, whenever the dream update came out, that you had to sleep in this bed to do the dreams, but you don't. You can go to sleep in any bed. The race car bed, for example. You love Brewster? Aw. Is the thwomp real? Yes? I don't understand the question. It's a Mario collab with Animal Crossing, so it's like supposed to be a thwomp. It does function, but you can't actually go underneath it to get squished. Where to? Upstairs. Excuse me. I keep bringing bubbly water to the stream. It makes me hiccup sometimes. Oh, got a little bit of work maybe left to do in this room, but it got some good items, you know. Can't live without your dog plush or your cucumber on a stick or on 4 sticks. I don't understand why this is a thing in this game. Like, I remember when these items came out, I think it was for one of the holiday events or something, because usually they would give just like a couple extra items. And so there's this one and there's one other one I think that's very similar, and it's like, what the heck, why? Your local silk wing sandwich. Hello, welcome in. Good to meet you. Are you an Animal Crossing player? Blade lame, you were hoping for a home defense system. With the thwomp, you mean? They would have to come up with a whole new animation of you getting squished just for the one item and everything. I think it'd be a little too much. May call you. Yeah, sandwich. The weirdo nerd has arrived. Oh, I think that describes a lot of us. Self-identified in a loving way. Play it sometimes with your family. Oh, that's really nice. Do you share an island with all of them? I do not share my island with my family, but I did make alt accounts so I could put extra houses around. And I did name each one of the characters after my family members. So like my brothers are there, my parents are there. So got them all on my island. Whoa! Okay, I see where all the funds went to in this house. It's like nobody would suspect either that this is what your basement looks like if the upstairs is like wooden, like very plain wooden floors, a few, you know, select furniture items, maybe a little sparse. This is where the real money is. Oh my goodness, Yuki. You went all out. Ooh, I wonder what's inside. Take a teeny tiny little peek. Ah, a JoJo outfit. I knew it. Ah, it's you called JoJo. I called it. I said that before it came up on the screen. Really, it's the hat that makes it. Oh my gosh. Amazing. That's a vault and a half. Yep. Indeed. I think it's funny that any item that opens, they're just like, oh yeah, this is a closet now. Gotta sit. This is the real throne, not the big chair next to me. This is the golden throne. King Midas vibes for sure. Do you have any themes to your island? Is it difficult to theme your island when you share it with people? Because I feel like it would be pulled in multiple different directions, but maybe if you get along really well with everybody, then it'd be easier. Depends on the cake. Some chocolate cake is on the weaker side, others gloriously tasty. Are you talking about the cake that's up in Yuki's upstairs room? Your treasure hoard! It is amazing. I think you did a great job with this. Na-na! I'll give you some magic. She stole your drip and added a hat. What? Oh, true, actually. That does look like what you wear, Blade. The hat is JoJo's, though. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I called it a JoJo outfit, even though that's what it was supposed to be. I should have called it Blade outfit. You love the walls and the floor. It's supposed to be based on the Egyptian character? Well, maybe not based on the Egyptian character. Like, it looks very Aztec. Hey, there you are. It looks very Aztec, but the Egyptian villager, Anka, she does have this style of house. So, I don't know. I guess they're just like, ah, yes, if it's Egyptian, she must have gold. Kappa! Let me see if I can... I've got a few other outfits, but I don't have any ones like that. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, that's pretty. Mine are all like themed for different places around my island. I have like the store that had the toy shop and everything. That's this one. I had the restaurant building with like the sushi place and the Pom Pom Purin cafe. So that's this. Then there was like the entertainment house that had like the karaoke and like arcade and stuff. That's this one. The farm is for all that little farm area around the side. This is for the enchanted forest, and then this is for the pirate pub. I can be piratey with you. This is as good as I got. I like how we're both piratey, but like also wearing completely different items. Every single piece is different. That's great. Samurai, ooh. The hat makes it a JoJo outfit, but yeah, just funny how that works out. Yeah. Mario? Mario. Mario ain't down here. Mage. It's a pirate, that's so cool, yeah. We both being pirates. You've got multiple pirates outfit, Yuki. Multiple pirate outfits. Did I say that right? I don't know. Will glass coffins become popular? It remains to be seen. You also have another one. Oh, you have 2 islands! You kind of want to make a stupid dad joke. Oh, is that it? Will glass coffins become popular? It remains to be seen. I gotcha. Aw, little baby Yuki! So cute. My farmer outfit. Oh no, that's not Mario. Yeah, it's just farmer. I've got a big old farmer hat and everything. They have legitimate Mario overalls, Mario shoes, Mario hat, Mario mustache, everything. Oop, I did not mean to do that. What's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. Gosh dang it. Oh no, we need to add to our punny counter. 1 for each of the jokes. See, we were prepared for you, Sandwich. We were prepared. We love the puns around here. Do not, you don't have to be done if you don't want to. Nintendo, when you adding Zelda and Pokemon stuff, right? The Mario anniversary thing happened, and that's why they added it. But didn't the Zelda anniversary happen soon after that? Uh-oh. I don't have a pole vault. Do you have bridges and stuff? There is a bridge. I do have my ladder, so that'll be okay. It looks like I can get everywhere except for that island between your rivers right now, Yuki. So as long as we're not going to there, I can follow you. I just have to go to the bridge. So, oh. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Just a couple of pirates hanging out on the beach. You have many, many more. Well, keep them coming as long as you like. And I think anybody can do the punny counter. So if you want to keep track too, that'll be good. I'm gonna check out your shop if that's okay. You want a Tinkaton wig and hammer? Oh, that would be so good. Nintendo, Pikachu stuff only. Take it or leave it. That's probably what they would do, TBH. Which I would take it if that's all that they've got. I think I already have one of these in my basement. Well, in one of the houses of my basement. No, one of the basements of my houses. Dang it. Right, this is what I put the karaoke thing on? Yeah, karaoke system. Okay, I have this. And I'm pretty sure I have that iteration of the chalkboard too. Most of the furniture items that I don't have are from the DLC, so someday I'll continue working with that and get those things. The best thing in school, a chalkboard? Are you upset about the replacement of chalkboards with whiteboards, Blade? Are you one of those people? This one isn't a dad joke, but every C in Pacific Ocean is pronounced differently. Us, if, ick, osh. Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. It's kind of like all the ways that a C could be pronounced. No, sometimes C can be like ch in some cases, right? Zane, gonna head out. No worries. Thanks for coming in, Zane. I appreciate you telling us about the r/place event. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, always good to see you. I hope you have a wonderful evening, Zane. We'll see you later. The karaoke machine looks like the TV carts. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yes, it does, actually. It looks like what the sub would wheel in whenever they don't really have lesson plans for the day. You just watch some crappy movie from the 80s on VHS. Yep. Leo, still hanging out with us. Hope you're doing all right. Stitches! Is he one of your favorites? Nice to meet you. I love how colorful he is. Also, most people think that Stitches is very cute, even with the little X eyes. And I think it's because it makes sense with his design. But one of my villagers, Peaches, she has little pluses for eyes. And people are just like, oh, it's so creepy, it's so creepy. Like, she looks fine. It's no different than this. If you think Stitches is cute, then you should hold nothing against poor Peaches. You knew you were in for a good time when that cart came in. Honestly, yeah. You knew it was gonna be cheesy, but probably still good. Especially if it was like a Bill Nye video. Heck yeah. Aw, Stitches is one of your favorites. I'm glad that you're able to get him on your island. My door handle is missing. I'm having a crisis here. Where's my door handle? Seems like you can't handle the situation. Oh no. Can't handle it. Oop. I keep pressing that button. What is it? ZL to run instead of B. Every single time I've accidentally brought that up, it's been because I was trying to run. And I'm pretty sure there's another game that I've played recently where that is the run button. I can't think what it is. Maybe was it in Paper Mario? Was that how you would like do that spin that made you go a little bit faster or something? Stitches is pretty cute. Okay, and so what do you think about Peaches, Chibi? How long have you been playing this, by the way, Yuki? Oop. Got a little campsite here. Long enough to at least get all your villagers in your campsite. Oh, that's not even the... Let's see. Yeah, you do have your 10 villagers here. We're getting our ladders out. I gotcha, I gotcha. Oh, since day one! Oh man! Have you ever restarted your island? I've never restarted my island, actually. I always felt like it's so much work to have to start over on your catalog and start over on all the items that you have in your storage, like your clothes and furniture and everything. Your museum would be completely reset. Like, I think if you want to redo your island, or not you, but like if I was ever going to redo my island, I would just flatten it. I would not restart. Oh man. But there's some people that I know that have restarted, like, I don't know, once a year, more than that, maybe once every 6 months since the game came out, because that's just their thing. They like, I guess, playing the early game and seeing what kind of brand new island they can make. Yeah, like it's so often. But her island always ends up gorgeous. Like, I don't know how she's able to make so many beautiful islands. It's Strawby, by the way, if anybody knows Strawby from Oakwood's community. Like, she redoes her island so much, but then every single time, like I said, it's just amazing. And I'm like, how did you do this again? And like I said, it's not just, oh, let me flatten it. She completely restarts over. It means that she has to get like every single item again. She can't just order the stuff. Like, she actually has to find it. And it's like, oh man. I do recall her restarting, yeah, and she'll share her dreams all the time whenever she's updated her island and stuff. She does a really, really good job. I'm definitely too intimidated. Peach is pretty cute too. I love that she's pink, yeah. So you must like half of my villagers then, Chibi. I do think that Vlad is really high up there for me on my villager tier list. I just think he's so cute with his one little tooth sticking out. He might be one of the only characters as well with wrinkles. He's just got like such a deep set forehead. They put a couple forehead wrinkles on there. Like, I don't know. He definitely took some time to grow on me, but now I'm like, aw. I'd never do that to your villagers. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, all of your villagers would be gone. Any rapport that you've made with them would be brand new. Like, you keep having to meet new people. I recognize this house. Is this, the cow? What's her name? There's only like 4 cows. I had her on my island, so that's really, it's gonna be embarrassing if I can't think. But the more pastel cow, that's my guess for this house. Not Patty. Maybe it's somebody completely different. Oh, it's a twirl! Oh, hi! I don't remember seeing you before. Are you visiting here from off island? I actually don't think I have met her in game before. I do have her amiibo, but I never actually scanned it in. It's really great to meet you. Please call me Etoile, which means star in French. Just loved meeting new friends. Aww. What's the latest? Found the comfiest spot in the whole place. Believe it or not, it's my Kiki and Lala bed. Sometimes I just cozy up on it with a big cup of tea, reading or knitting. Oh my god, how are you not in love with her? Yuki, she's perfect. Oh. Chibi, very nice villagers, thank you. The cozies are strong this evening. Oh, are you thinking it's gonna be an early night, Ely? Sandwich, lucky your room is so cold. 3 blankets isn't helping to warm you up. Oh no. I've definitely been there before. How are your feet? If your feet are cold, I feel like that's what keeps me cold the longest. If I can get my feet warm, then the rest of me will follow. So if you're laying in bed, that can help because then your feet are like more in line with your heart and that can help the circulation. Like for me, sitting up at my desk right now, actually my feet are freezing. But once I go lay down, like after 30 minutes or so, that's when my feet will start to warm up. So as much as you can get those even with your heart, like that will hopefully help you warm up. But oh, I hope that you do okay tonight, Sandwich. You have Punchy and you love him so much. Punchy is a very popular one. I think out of the cats, I would put Mary up there for me. Like, she's got a little double chin that they put in her design, and I find that so cute. Yeah, Penguin! And he's got pluses for eyes too. So you and I just have like all the X's and pluses. Are you the one visiting from? Is gotta be. Yeah, that's me. I knew it. When I first saw you, I said, I don't know that person. Thought maybe you were a spy or something. But what would you be spying on? I don't know. Then I remembered hearing we have a visitor who's definitely not a spy. Okay, good. Anyway, I'm Cube. Welcome to Koseki. Enjoy your non-spying stay. Oh my god. Paranoid much? He's still got his original house too, right? Is this one of your first 5 villagers? They had the more, like, I guess less fancy houses, yeah? Yeah, if you keep them the entire time, then they can have a different house than if they move in later. Also, the teacup elephant. You love her, but you forgot her name. There's 2 elephants actually that are tea themed, and one of them is called Chai, and she actually has a little teacup on her head. And the other one is the one whose head looks like a teapot. I'm trying to remember her name. It's definitely not Ellie. Ellie's yellow. I used to know everybody so well. Like, I could probably look at every single villager and be able to tell you their name, except for, I don't know. There's a few, like, ones that nobody would have on their list as their favorite. Those ones maybe I'd be a little bit more iffy on. Your Punchy has that house. Oh, he's been there from the beginning, Ely. I remember when Ely started playing, they would go on villager hunts, and then within 5 tickets, it was like, oh, I found this villager, and it would be like one of the most popular villagers ever. And I was like, how did you do that? Just over and over and over. Ely kept getting so lucky on their villager hunts. Oh my goodness. Few little stray pumpkins going on here. Stargazing spot. Very cute. It's the latter one. The one with the teapot as the head. What is her name? Why can't we think? I kind of want to do a villager quiz to see if I can remember everybody. Not Chai. Oh my god, it's something I'm sure that's a pun to do with tea. Have we found your villager that's crafting yet? Ooh, this clothing store. I must always stop in the clothing store. Been thinking of doing another villager hunt. We don't know. Who would you be getting rid of if you did, Ely? I would say my luckiest villager hunt was whenever I found Judy. I wasn't looking for anybody in particular whenever I went on that villager hunt. And when I came across her, I almost didn't take her. But then I was like, oh, but I love her eyes. I can't. Or maybe I was looking for someone specific. Maybe that's why I almost didn't take her. Because I did take her in the end. But I think, oh, she doesn't like that I'm wearing my costume. I think that, I was like, oh, she doesn't exactly fit the theme that I was going for. But yeah, I just could not say no to Judy. She's so pretty. And, yeah, I don't know. I thought her eyes were really cool. I didn't even know she was new to this game whenever I got her on my island. But yeah, that meant that you couldn't get her amiibo card initially, so she was actually, you could only find her on a villager hunt, or she would have to move in randomly. I think I do have all this stuff. Yeah, I do have all this stuff. Alrightio. I think most of the clothes I have at this point. There's some like iterations, different colors of certain clothes that I don't have, but is this a baby diaper? Oh my god. Bottom row. ABDL dress. I don't know what that stands for. Would I be afraid to ask what that stands for? This one. Bottom row. Snubble! Oh! I want this design. Oh, what? Really? Okay, let's see. Don't worry about it. Okay. Look at, okay, so some of these I made, some of these I downloaded. This one I made. Sunday best, come on, it's adorable. Watermelon dress, I had to. Tingle outfit. Maybe Stanley I could get rid of. That was a design I made. Stanley is from Spiritfarer. This is based on one of the characters from the Steven universe, her dress. I've never seen the show, but I really like the look of her dress. Bulbasaur, this was one of the first shirts I ever designed. I cannot get rid of that. This is B from B and Puppy Cat. This is Stanley's hat. Puppy Cat. This is the hat to go with the ice cream sundae outfit. My Alice dress. Ugh. Okay, that Daisy hat. Oh, this is Jace from Magic. I thought this was funny. This is what the default icon is for all the designs in this game. Okay, these are a bunch of beautiful kimonos that I downloaded. Some of Oakwood's designs, the honk, Link. Oh, I don't need this one anymore. This was from like a random game called Carto. This is what the main character wore. I don't think I care about that too much. This is my attempt at Isabel's sweater. Keeping that. Ice cream. Oh, this is somebody else's ice cream design. Okay. Puppy Cat face. Oh my god, that hat is too good. Maybe I should dress up as Puppy Cat. Momocon, yeah, this is when they had Momocon on Animal Crossing. You could only get these there, and I kept them. My Spider-Gwen that I made, Lily of the Valley, my Judy-inspired one, some princess ones, a Dirndl. Ooh, I did this one. Okay, SpongeBob, I'm proud of this one too. And Jenny from Chibi Robo, we did that on stream. Patrick, I'm proud of. Condra's more magic. Star Butterfly, I made lots of Star Butterfly outfits. More Judy stuff. More Oakwood stuff. How are they saying? Oh, I just have to delete a blank one. Okay, yeah, I don't, definitely I can handle that. Okay, I didn't have to think so hard about it. All right, how do I put it on again? I have to think. Custom designs, outfits. Let's see, this should be a dress, so there we go. Cute. Thank you for the Snubble outfit. Blade, need to bounce for a few. You'll be back later. Sounds good, Blade. Thanks for being here. Star, you like Star versus Forces of Evil sandwich? I binged that show so fast. I think I started watching it. I'm trying to think if the whole show was out or if I had to wait for some of the episodes in the last season, but oh man. I had a good time with it. I felt like the ending was a bit rushed. I was like, oh, how are they gonna wrap this up? And then a lot happens in the last couple episodes and you're like, wait, I have so many questions. But it was good. It was definitely really good. I feel like Tom was done a little dirty. He ended up being one of my favorite characters and I was like, I just want more Tom. You thought you were the only one who really knew / liked that show? No, definitely not. I really enjoyed it. I think, Chibi, did you watch that one too? Oh, and Tauntaun's here. Welcome in, Tauntaun. How are you? Can we get a shout out for Tauntaun? It's good to see ya. Look, I'm on Animal Crossing for once, Tauntaun. I haven't played in forever. But we were watching you play last night and I kind of thought it would be good to get back into it for a little bit. I don't think you've ever seen my island. Literally every time I play Animal Crossing, I'm like, I want to finish the last few little things on my island so that way Tauntaun can come tour it. Like that has been my goal, my motivation, but I still haven't finished it. It's just like these last couple little things. I moved some of my houses around, so I had to redecorate in some of them. So one of them I think I need to finish the redecorating, and then the other one I don't have quite enough pirate furniture for me to consider it done. But it's like, it's so close, and I've just been putting off that last little bit. But you'll get a sneak peek of it whenever I go back to my island after this. I'm just visiting Yuki's right now. Are you just chilling today? Are you at work, Tauntaun? How are things going? Keep forgetting to buy this game again? Buy it again? You need it? Did you sell yours or something? Welcome in, by the way, Dark Flames. Oh, yay, we finally found the crafter. I did actually picked up these from my beach and from the island, and I haven't opened them yet, so let's see. Maybe Yuki will need it if I don't. Pumpkin cupcakes. Oh, apparently I didn't have that one. Let's see about the DIY, though. I like this music. Shell speaker. Oh, I definitely have that one. Do you need shell speaker? I need the... Oh, this one's another recipe. I need the shell music box, I think. Or did someone gift it to me? I can't remember. Sylvia, hello. All the kangaroos get a bonus villager because of their baby. I do like that. Make yourself at home. Too hard. You sold Animal Crossing a while ago. I didn't know that. Oh man. But you're missing it? You want to play again? Oh, I do have this one. Mixed fruit tart. That's okay. I have a little space on my island where I put recipes and DIYs that I already have, so that can be added to that little spot. Right. Mixed fruit tart, you want some? It's very pretty. All the food in this game is super detailed. Trying to think. We can go look at it. Here's the pumpkin one. So I always favorite ones that I have not crafted before, so that way it's easy for me to find. No, wait, do I favorite them that I have crafted it? Nope, all these I have not made. Look, okay, so you can tell if you've made them or not, because once you make them, they get, see the acorns in the background, how they're kind of like rainbowy foil looking? That means that you've made it before. If the background is dull, like these ones, it means you've never made it. And I did get the shell music box, yes, okay, good. So yeah, all these ones are favorited because I've never done it, because even though this is not something that the game keeps track of, I want to have crafted every single DIY and recipe ever. So that's why I make sure to keep track of the ones that I have not crafted yet. Let me see if I can find the fruit tart just to show light. Is this it? Fruit cupcakes. The tart is so pretty though. This one. No, it's crepe. No! Not this! Yuki, I've been kicked out. Not my internet, right? Stream is still here. I've been disconnected from your island. I'm so sorry. I think we did get to see most of everything though. This is a very unceremonious way to leave, but I felt like I got a pretty good tour. I really appreciate you showing me around, Yuki. Thank you for sharing your island and your villagers with me, letting me shop. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, what's Julian doing? Question for you, princess. See, everybody calls me princess because I'm the ocean princess here. What lies beyond the shimmering sea? You're not leaving. Nope. Never used to bother me, but now I feel like I need to find out. You need to know where you'll find your next great business idea. Don't go. Nope. No villager is ever allowed to leave again. That was everything. Okay. I guess it was good timing then. At least it didn't happen earlier before I got to see everybody and look around your island. So if it was gonna happen, yeah, that was the best time. But yeah, thank you again, Yuki. I appreciate you opening your island like last minute and whatnot to let me over. When you put it like that, how could I possibly leave? Move canceled. I'm 100% back on team. Is gotta be. This has gotta be, you guys. Is gotta be. Okay, I'm gonna switch back into Ocean Princess form because I haven't showed you guys my house yet. Me when a villager thinks about leaving. Never! It's so funny. I feel like people are hardly ever neutral about their villagers. They're either like, you're staying forever, or I need you out of here immediately. Please go away. Why did you ever move into my island in the first place? Like, it is very one or the other. This is my little museum spot. Some people decorate their museum entrance very extravagantly, but I tried to put something out that kind of like represented all the little different spots in the museum. So there's like souvenir of a bug, souvenir for fish, souvenir for fossils, and souvenir for art over there. And then had to have something to represent Brewster and a little donation box too. So that's all I've got for my museum. Nothing fancy. I don't know what, but you thought of that one song from the Lego movie with the Queen? Whatever wannabe? I can't think of that song off the top of my head. The main song I know from the Lego movie is the, oh shoot, what is the one that they sing at the beginning? I used to get that stuck in my head all the time. Maybe it's good if I don't remember, because then it can't get stuck in my head. Don't tell me! You bet if you played... Oh, hold on. Like, not sure if saying don't go is cruel, because they may get a good idea. So I bet if you played, you'd do the same. Well, they always try and make it sound like they're gonna explore the world. They do have fun things to do if they leave your island or whatever. So it almost does feel like you're keeping them stifled a little bit by forcing them to stay on your island, but I don't know. I don't know, like, everything is so planned and people get attached to their villagers as well. It's too hard to say goodbye sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna go check out my shop. Oh, cutest duck, welcome in. Hope you're doing all right tonight. Thank you for the follow. Okay, we'll see if there's anything here worth getting. So, as promised, there is a second part to all of my rants and everything today. So we've been through the whole, oh, part of my ceiling fell out and it took multiple weeks to get everything finally repaired after all that. But consecutively while that was happening, I was probably the busiest at work I have been almost the entire year. Like, so before I left for Japan, my manager and team lead were like, hey, there is this place where we can publish some of our data from some of the research we've been doing, and the deadline to submit that work is December 4th. And I was like, December 4th. That's only like 2 weeks after I get back from Japan. Like, I know it'd be cool if we could send our data there, but I don't know if that deadline is going to work. Like, I think it's a little too tight. And they were like, no, we think it'd be really good to like get our data sent over there. Like, we think that we should push for it, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay. And even though I had to get work stuff prepared before leaving for Japan, because part of that trip was work related, I was like, well, now that I have this deadline coming up when I get home, I guess I need to start preparing for that too. So I did get some initial things put together for that report that we could submit to this place, but it wasn't too much because I like had other things that I was dealing with and also packing for my trip and preparing for all that, whatever. So I get back from my trip and they're like, yep, we still want to send our data to this place. So let's try and get a really good report put together and, you know, hopefully we can get it sent to them. So while all this craziness was happening with my house, I was working around the clock to get this report put together. Like, I needed to make sure that all of my graphs were in order and that they were understandable by someone who'd never seen the data before. And I had to do the write-up explaining, like, you know, these are the types of measurements that we took and this is what we learned from them and blah, blah, blah. Like, all this stuff that basically I had not really worked on previously, so it wasn't like I could pull from old work or anything to make the process go a little bit faster. Like, I was starting from scratch with the documentation on all these recent experiments. And so it, like, literally, I think I posted this in the Discord at one point because I wanted to come back to streaming, but I legit did not have time. Like, I had zero free time. I was having to work until like 10 and 11 p.m. on weeknights. I was working on weekends. I told you guys I went to Ely's for Thanksgiving, but I only stayed Thursday and Friday, and I left on Saturday so that way I could go home and work some more, and I worked on that Sunday. Like, every single weekend since I've been home, I have been doing work on those weekends. So I haven't had a weekend free to myself yet since being back. And like I said, I was spending a lot of late nights at the office or taking my computer home to try and finish this. And it was just like a ton of stress. And I was sending it to my team lead for review. He and I were like iterating back and forth to make sure it made sense, blah, blah, blah. But the big problem was that my manager hadn't seen it yet. Like, my team lead kept saying, oh, we need to get it in shape before we can send it to him. Like, we need to figure it out first before he can see it and whatnot. So I was like making all these changes based on feedback from my team lead. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I think it's getting better. I think it's getting better. And finally, recall that the deadline is December 4th. So 2 days ago, finally on Friday last week. So I think it was December 1st is when my team lead finally said, okay, I think it's good enough that we can send it to our manager. And I was like, okay, we can send it to him, but now he literally only has the weekend to look at it. And I also only have the weekend to implement any feedback that he has. Otherwise, like, that's it, the deadline's on Monday. So my manager gets it and he's, you know, willing to work over the weekend because he was really motivated to send it to this place. And I start getting some initial feedback from him. He's like, oh, I'm still reading, but I want to send you what I have so far. And even the first, like, version of it that he sent that has some comments on what I had written was like, oh, I don't know if this is justified very well. You didn't explain this. Where did this conclusion come from? Blah, like all this stuff. And I was like, uh-oh, he does not like what we put together. This is not good. This is not good. So he finally finished reading through everything by, I think, Sunday at 5 p.m. So already leaving no time for me to actually like work on this during the weekend. So I was like, okay, if I can somehow implement all the feedback on Monday, like I could still somehow manage to submit it to this place. But we had a meeting Monday morning and my manager was literally like, I think there's something really good here. The data that you collected is so interesting. We learned a lot from it, but honestly, I think there's more that we can pull from your analysis, and there's some issues with like some of the things that you guys wrote. And something that was really frustrating is that a lot of the stuff that he was like, I don't know if this even needs to be in this report, like there's not a lot of value to it, whatever, was all stuff that my team lead was like, oh yeah, we need to add this, this will be good to put in there. So I'm spending like all these hours adding all this additional content that then my manager is like, I don't think it's adding any value to it, probably we can cut this part out and do this type of analysis instead. And I'm just like, bruh, I've been led in the wrong direction. I've been led astray this entire time. So while I've been busting my butt, like working nonstop trying to get this paper done, like the whole time I've not been working on the proper things, and like my manager didn't get to see it until the very end. My team lead was going in a different direction with it than my manager thought was right. So Monday morning, we finally decided, okay, we're not going to make the deadline because it's, you know, today. So we're just going to have to drop it, which was very frustrating for me because not only had I put all this work in and I felt like nothing was coming of it, but literally I had told them before I even left on my trip that, hey, I think the deadline for this is actually really tight and I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it. And they were the ones that are like, no, come on, we gotta do it, we gotta do it. Like, I think this could be really good, whatever. And then in the end, guess what? It turned out we couldn't do it in time. So I'm just like, maybe if y'all had like listened to what I said in the first place, I wouldn't have had to work, like do 3 to 4 weeks of work within a 2-week timeline. And I could have just like taken things at a better pace. We could have written this report and shared it at least internally and had it for ourselves rather than trying to rush and do this other thing. And I'm just like, it's so easy for you guys to say, yeah, let's push for this. It'll be really good for us to do this thing, when you don't have to put that much work into it. Like, I was the one that was the main writer on all this, making all the figures and doing like all of the analysis and blah blah blah. Everyone else was just reading it and being like, oh, I think you should make this change, and then I would have to be the one to do the change. So it's just like, why did you make me go through all of this to only then, like, we fell short of the deadline, which is what I thought. It just really felt like they were not respecting my time, I guess, because it costs nothing for them to be like, hey, do all this work and let's see if we can make the deadline. Whereas for me, I'm like killing myself over this paper, this report, trying to make the deadline, and they're just like, oh well, we didn't do it. And I'm like, oh my god, it's not an oh well. Like, I had no life during this whole time. Meanwhile, all the crap with my house is going on and I'm living out of my one little bedroom and whatever, and I'm just like, oh my god. Like, I did not finish unpacking from the Japan trip until this past weekend because I was so busy every night. Obviously, it delayed my return to stream for multiple weeks because I was so busy. My house didn't get cleaned up for a really long time because I was just working on the weekends, all this stuff. And so that was like another really difficult thing to come home to. Like, my house was a mess, work was crazy, crazy busy. And yeah, I don't know. So that's what I've been dealing with this entire time, and I'm finally glad that's all behind us. Like, I literally don't even care that we missed the deadline because, like I said, I didn't want to do this in the first place. I just care that they wasted so much of my time doing that. Oh, Shelly Pop, what a cute name. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Sorry for all the rants. Today was gonna be a rant day because I haven't had you guys here to catch up with since I've been so busy. So I had to let it all out. Let's see. Sandwich, what have you been saying? Hey y'all, has anyone read Wings of Fire? I have not. That's been the one good thing, is I have been quote unquote reading more recently. It's been audiobooks, but you're alone in your dragon nerdiness. Being a nerd. No. We love a good nerd around here, whether it's a nerd with video games or books or any other kind of media, movies, TV shows, or any other thing. Like, if you were a nerd about, I don't know, rocks or something, like, I'd love to hear about it. But I read recently the first 3 books in the... What is the name of the series? Ely, if you're still here, is it called the Abhorsen series, or is it the Sabriel series, or something else? But it's by Garth Nix, so I listened to on audiobook Sabriel, Lyriel, and Abhorsen. Those are the first 3. And the reason that I listened to the first 3 is because Tim Curry actually does the reading for those audiobooks. So I was like, oh, absolutely, I'm down for this. But I think there's a ton more in that series. After that finish, I listened to the new Hunger Games book, which Like the movie is very, very new, but the book, I guess, came out a while ago, but I wasn't really aware of the book until I was hearing all this talk about the movie. So I listened to that one. And then after that, I listened to a book called Iron Widow, which I didn't actually know what it was about. I watched the author's YouTube videos, and so I was like, oh, let me check out their book. And it turned out that it was about giant mechs that you pilot with chi energy, which I was like, okay, I'm super down for this. This is awesome. And there was like a very feminist perspective to it, which I really enjoyed. And the main character is like very feisty and wanting to like fight for rights and everything, and I'm like, heck yeah, I can get behind this. So that was a super fun one to have listened to recently, but I actually finished that just a couple days ago. So I need something else to listen to. I need a new audiobook. If anybody has any recommendations, I am super down. There is a second book to Iron Widow, but that comes out next year. I've also been listening to Lindsay Ellis's books. She has like a sci-fi alien book series that she's been writing, if anybody knows her. So I've listened to the first two, but the third one doesn't come out until next year. There's more Garth Nix books that I guess I could get. But I don't know. I also have read the books that are available so far in the King Killer Chronicles series, if anybody knows that one, but we've been waiting over a decade for book 3, so not holding my breath for those. You're kind of an ancient history nerd. Ooh, that sounds really interesting. Do you have a particular era that you find the most interesting to you, or just kind of like all ancient history across the world? What's my favorite part of your island? I have to say your basement. I feel like that's number one. Like, that's super cool. The whole design of your house of being like, oh yes, it's so plain, isn't it? Right? So unassuming. And then you go downstairs and you're like, what? What the heck is this? That was really, really fun. And I do think you have some pretty good villagers there as well that I enjoyed talking to. Chibi, been meaning to read Iron Widow and love her YouTube channel. Super cool. Yeah, I think they actually use they them pronouns, but yeah, I do really enjoy their content. The first video they made was whenever the new Mulan movie came out, because they have Chinese heritage. I think they're like first gen in the US, like their parents immigrated here. And so they made a video about Mulan whenever the Disney live action remake came out, just like tearing it apart. It was amazing. And I think that was their first YouTube video they ever made. And then it just like blew up. Like instantly it became very viral or whatever, millions of views. And they're like, huh, I guess I'm a YouTuber now. So here we are. So yeah, that was kind of fun. Wings of Fire, do it or else. Okay, let me write it down. Where's my... I don't have my stream notebook here. I think I filled it up. Oh no, I don't have anything to write on. Okay, I got my hand. I guess that's what I go for. Or do I just pull up a digital? I'm on a computer. Not me not knowing what to do without my physical media. We write it on the computer. Where did it go? Wings of Fire. Wings of Fire. So I forgot that I did the free trial for Audible, and so I had some credits from the free trial, and I used them, and then I forgot to stop it, and so now I'm like, well, you know what? I actually am listening to a lot of books, so I think it is worth it to pay for it at this point. So I have 2 credits currently available, and I will plan to spend one on that. Thank you for the recommendation. Lindsay Ellis has books. She does, yes. 2 so far. Like I said, 3rd one coming out next year. It's sci-fi that I would call a cross of definitely her own story, but there are large influences from both Transformers and E.T. that you can definitely tell. And from all of her video essays, like those are something that she talks about as well. So like after watching her videos and then reading her book, I'm like, oh yeah, you can totally see the Transformers, you can totally see the E.T. bits as well. And actually after watching some Transformers media with Kate, like Kate has been getting me into that a little bit, that helped inform me so much. Like I watched some episodes with Kate and I was like, wait, this thing in the book, that's just like the Transformers thing, oh my god. So it was kind of fun to put those pieces together. Dark claims you're a nerd for cryptic creatures. I am now unsure if there's like a book series called Cryptic Creatures or if you're talking about like creatures in real life that are kind of mysterious, maybe? Blade, welcome back from your lurk, by the way. Sandwich, you like Aztec, Mesopotamia, ancient Greece, ancient Rome, ancient Zetix? I don't know how to say that word. Maybe you can try and put like an attempt a pronunciation version or something. And Mayans, oh man. So you know about a lot of different cultures then. I actually really did not like history when I was a kid. That was one of my least favorite subjects. So I honestly didn't pay attention that much, and now I really regret that as an adult because number one, all that stuff actually is interesting. I think it's just when you're forced to like pay attention to that kind of thing in school when you're not very motivated, like it's difficult to get into it. But now like watching different media on history or like reading different things, I'm like, dang, this is crazy, all this stuff that happened. But I still feel like I'm not that knowledgeable about it whatsoever. Like, I could not really give you a timeline and say, like, out of all those places that you named, I couldn't give you the order of, like, these ones came first, or, like, these ones were happening at the same time in different parts of the world, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know they all happened a long time ago, but, like, I don't have that, like, feeling for how everything, like, relates to each other in time and whatnot. So, yeah, that's something that I really regret not trying harder at in school. Can DM you a reminder. Ooh, thank you, Ely. I would appreciate that for the book. Mulan bids and Turning Red are your fave. Yeah, the Turning Red one was really good too. Mr. Old bids, yeah. I know, so Lindsay Ellis is posting on Nebula exclusively now, and I think the other one, I believe her name is Jiran. It's a very Chinese name that I don't know how to pronounce very well, but I think it's Xiran. Is the other creator's name that made the Iron Widow book. And I don't know if they've been posting recently. Maybe they've been busy with the book. Did you know the Aztecs believed the Earth orbits around the sun, or as they thought, the sun went around the Earth because they thought if he stopped, the sun would get eaten by his vengeful sister, the moon. I didn't know that at all, no. So does that make the moon more powerful than the sun because the moon like could eat the sun and the sun has to keep running away from it? Oh, you misspelled Aztecs. I didn't even notice though. I did not even notice. I was just like, this is probably something I haven't heard of because I don't know anything about history. Okay, something that I do once in a while is I check to see if there are any other islands that have my same island name because I would love to like visit somebody else's island. But my island has a very unique name, is gotta be, which is literally just based off of the phrase, it's got to be. Because I'm like, it's gotta be, it's gotta be, it's got to be, it's gotta be. How shall I prepare your dreams? Search by island name. So we'll see, but I haven't found one yet. Dark Flames, you like cryptic stories about Mothman, Bigfoot, Yeti. Oh, I see, I see. So like cryptids and stuff. Okay. Skinwalker. Those ones are kind of creepy, to be honest. I think I missed your question. Oh, maybe Yuki. Sorry about that. Let's see. What was my favorite? Oh, did you, if it was the favorite part of your island, I did answer that. I said that it was your basement because I thought it was really awesome how your house was designed to be like very unassuming, and then you go downstairs and it's just like completely blinged out like crazy. I thought that was really fun. And then I also said that I loved your taste in villagers, stitches, and etoile too. Those things are fascinating. You don't know why. I think all that stuff that's kind of like mysterious and whatnot, like anything with mystery to it, I can understand why people are drawn to it. Is ga to be. Let's see. I'm gonna guess no. Yep, no dream of an island named as gotta be. I think it's silly that you can't go to your own dream either. I will try again. I think the way that I used to check my dream is that I would log in on Fran's Switch and go to Animal Crossing there, and then go to sleep, and then check out and make sure that my dream, I had everything in place the way I wanted it, right? Because you can't visit your own dream, or can you? Am I crazy? Never mind. Where am I? Where am I? Guess I'll wake up. I came up with this idea because Oakwood's Island, another streamer that I really like, he's not on too often anymore, but his island was called Oakwood, like after his Twitch username and everything. If you look that up, there's a lot of islands called Oakwood, and I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if he like did a series where he went through and like looked at all the Oakwood islands, which he never did. That's fine. I thought it was a good idea, but I was like, oh, let me try and do that with my own. Nope. I picked too weird of a name, I guess. You spent forever on the gold treasure basement. Yeah, I can tell. You were like, okay, let me research every single gold item that exists in Animal Crossing and see how I can arrange them all in my basement so that way I can still take a few steps in there, you know, but display it all at the same time. Here's a fact about folklore saying, or even writing, a Wendigo's name. Oh, wait. Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm parsing this sentence correctly. Here's a fact about folklore. Okay. Saying or even writing a Wendigo's name gives it more power, and you don't want that. Obviously. And saying Skinwalker also does the same thing, but you can write it. Uh-oh. So whenever I'm reading your comments out loud, what am I doing to myself? Ely, you've decorated my island. Not my island, your island. You've decorated your island for the holidays. Oh, excited for the snowy season. That's amazing. Do you have like a lot of lights up and everything? Super cute. I never change my island for the season anymore because I'm like, nope, mermaid theme. That's what it's gonna be all the time. And I originally made it so that I had this one little section of my island right here. This spot, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like the seasonal display area where I'm gonna change this every season. I'll put like Christmas trees out or like, I don't know, other things. I did decorate it for Christmas one year. And then I think once the holiday seasons were over, I was like, I don't really know how to differentiate the decorations for like spring or summer and what would I put out for fall. Like anything fall is gonna clash so hard with the mermaid theme. So I think when spring came around, I just decorated like this and I left it. So I don't make it really holiday at all. That was supposed to be the idea. I was like, oh, this is kind of the centerpiece of town, you know, people could go and check it out, but so yeah, mine just kind of looks summery all the time, but honestly it does look really nice once it starts to snow and the path turns all snowy. Because I think just the white background with all the pastel-y mermaid colors looks really pretty. Doesn't saying the person's name, is it supposed to weaken or kill them? Well, that's the exact opposite of what Sandwich said. I don't know. You've got a snowball field ready. Oh, so snowballs, like the achievements to do with snowballs are actually the ones that I have the least of because I've decorated my island so densely that I do not have a place where a snowball can spawn anymore. So that's why I also don't really have weeds anywhere. Like there's nowhere for them to go. Which I'm happy about. Like, I only want the weeds around here. I leave them on purpose because I'm like, oh yeah, this is the overgrown, enchanted forest. Of course there would be weeds here, but yeah, no snowballs. So I think I've done like less than 10 ever since the game came out, which is like, that's pretty bad. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the achievement that I made the least amount of progress on. A bullet coated in white ash. I have never heard that, Chip. Okay, I think we're back now. Oh, okay, everybody refresh if you need to. I'm so sorry about that. We had a blip at the beginning and it didn't happen again, so I thought we were gonna be okay, but dang. I hope that's not going to become a thing. I thought that, okay, I haven't streamed for a long time, so there's no way my ISP would be messing me up, right? Because I have no pattern anymore for whenever I'm like uploading a lot of data, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, this is already very sus. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. Sorry about the little technical difficulties. Oh no. It's the power of the Chinwalker. That's what's been happening. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said it. Now look what happened. Okay, I think all this stuff... Oh, some of it is supposed to go in storage, and some of it is decorations for the inside. This is my pirate pub. I think this is the only thing I haven't showed you guys yet. It's just really, really not done. It's pretty empty. I think there's like kind of some random furniture items in here. This is the most finished room. But this is supposed to be the main bar area. Like I was gonna make a bar completely out of barrels. So that's supposed to kind of like wrap around to actually look like a bar space. And then, I don't know. It's very empty, the rest of it. And I think this is maybe supposed to be like the captain's room. Wait, no? Oh no, I changed it. Oh, I think this is supposed to be the kitchen, because like the idea is that it's a like a pub slash inn, you know? So there's the bar in the main room. This would be the kitchen. This is who I have for the chef so far. Little skellyman. But yeah, you can see there's a ways to go in here. I know that there's like a captain's quarters in one of these rooms. You got ads? Oh no, I'm sorry, Dark Flames. That's like the worst part about when this internet blip stuff happens. Oof. One time you randomly tried to summon the Crooked Man? Crooked? I don't know what that is. Look at, I don't even have an idea for this room yet. Like, what the heck is this gonna be? I think this house I originally didn't know what I was gonna do with it, so I think I just kept building it up with more and more rooms, and then now I don't know what to do with all the rooms. Like, it didn't have to be this big, so I have to think. Jerry cooking up a storm. Jerry. Hopefully he's good. Here we go. This is the captain's quarters. This has like a similar idea to Yuki's basement, but maybe not executed so well. This thing, I don't know if it belongs. It was gold. But is this something a captain would really have here? I don't know. I probably need to have taken notes from Yuki's basement to figure out what should go in here. Like, I need the gold chest and some other things, I think, in this room. Definitely. Before you were gonna say, you can visit my island. Oh, your island, Chibi. Just don't mind the mess. Not at all. I would be happy to come over and check it out. Could do a crystal ball. Ooh. Yes, that's good. You know what? That's really good because, so in my island, I used to have a little witch's hut, and she had like a crystal ball room. And whenever I got rid of the witch's hut to design like more piratey instead, I did not keep that room, but it would totally work. And I should have all of the furniture for it because I used to have a room like that. Yeah, you remember the witch's hut. So this room could basically be done if I can remember which house stored all of that stuff in. But thank you so much for that idea, Ely. That'll be perfect. I think it fits. Yeah, I think it totally would fit. And then this room, I believe, was supposed to be like, okay, if it's an inn, this is where people would actually sleep. But I think I was gonna get like a divider to go here, so that way there's two different rooms, and probably I can get away with decorating them exactly the same but mirrored, because I think that would make sense. Like, you wouldn't want, I don't know, somebody to be jealous that they got stuck with the crappy room while somebody else rented the nicer room. I don't know. And plus then I can be lazy with my design and not have to think of what two different rooms would look like. But that's, yeah, the idea here. It's just, there's nothing in here yet. So this is why it's not ready to be toured. This house is a mess. You love the log cabin look. I think the log cabin look can stay, but I need different lighting in there, and I need a lot more bedroom furniture, but that still looks pirate pub-y in-ish. I don't know. These I think are too far back. I feel like they need to come towards the front a little bit, so that way there's space to build out the bar back here, you know? So we'll get it figured out. Maybe even, I want to squeeze one more barrel in there so it's 5 across instead of 4, so I need to do that too. Ugh. Well, someday. I have to log in as well as a different character to do that because it's their house, so it's a lot of work to do all that kind of thing. Like going back and forth between all the different accounts because it's like, oh, this furniture was stored in this character's house, so I have to go in there, play as them, blah, blah, blah. Like, it definitely takes a while. Are there any Hamtaro games you haven't played yet? By the way, off topic, sorry. No sorries, Light. And maybe about a month or 2 months ago, I would have told you yes. I would have told you no, that there are no more Hamtaro games because I've played them all. However, when I was in Japan, we did get to go to a used video game store. And while I was there, I was looking around at all their Game Boy Color games, and I found a Hamtaro game that was only released in Japan. So it was actually the very first Hamtaro game ever. And yeah, it only got released over there. And so the second Hamtaro game that's #2 in Japan is what the rest of us got as our first game. So that was Ham Hams Unite, which we have played on stream before. I didn't realize that it was the same as Ham Hams Unite because it was called like Hamtaro 2 in Japan. So I also bought that one. So now I have like a Japanese copy of Ham Hams Unite. But I do have the original one. So I am planning on playing that on stream sometime. I am definitely excited to do that with you guys, but I need to make sure that whenever I play it, Fran is actually free because obviously the game is in Japanese and I cannot read any Japanese whatsoever. So I would need his help. Either that or I know 13 speaks some Japanese and Tauntaun does too. I don't know if he would be available enough to like help me translate some Japanese from Hamtaro, but I don't know. It's potentially a possibility. So I've got that as an actual Hamtaro game. But also before, whenever I did think I was out of Hamtaro games, I was like, well, I kind of still want to find something hamster. So quite a while ago, whenever I was at a different used video game store in the US, I found a hamster game that was also like Japanese only, but this game store had some imports from Japan. So I translated it. It's called Hamster Paradise. I'm not sure if it's like a little kid game or something, maybe. Like, I have no idea too much about it, but I did pick that one up. And then when we were in Japan, like at this used game store getting the Hamtaro games, I found Hamster Paradise 3, and I was like, yo, I have Hamster Paradise 1, and here's #3. I wonder if they have #2. So something kind of ridiculous that happened is that I went up to the cash register and I literally had Hamtaro 1, Hamtaro 2, and Hamster Paradise 3 in my hand, and I was like, do you guys have Hamster Paradise 2? And the lady just started laughing at me, and I mean, not in a mean way. Like, she was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I love that you're getting all the hamster games, and she was really enthusiastic to go help me find #2. She like looked it up in her system, and she's like, we do have it, it's over here. So I think she just thought it was hilarious that I was getting all this hamster stuff. So that was kind of a fun experience. So yeah, I've got now the one Hamtaro game that we can play, and then the 3 Hamster Paradise games, but all of them are in Japanese. So I don't know if we're gonna have to have Fran's help every time, or if I can get some kind of like Google Translate overlay or something, but I don't know. I definitely want to play them. They're gonna go on the list. Am I gonna be able to read it? Yeah, I'm not. Hopefully I can find a person or a tool, excuse me, that could help out though. Oh, I was like, has anybody done a hydrate recently? Yes, Light, 30 minutes ago. I'm sorry, Light. Thank you for the hydrate. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Leo, hope you're still doing okay. You've been thinking about deleting your extra houses. You just never use them. I really like having them as the decoration. And like, since my city is, well, not, since I have a city, I guess, that I've designed into my island, I feel like it kind of makes sense to be like, oh, there should be like a shopping center that has like different stores inside of it. And it makes sense that there's like an entertainment complex with like a movie theater and a karaoke bar and whatever. And then there's like this restaurant place that's got a bunch of different like restaurants in there. So I like having them for all the extra decorating and adding to the lore of my island, I guess. But Yeah, I can also see it the other way, how it's like, oh, it just adds a lot of like extra space, and if you don't have like the need for that, then it's like, okay, now it's just taking up taking up space and like characters that don't get used and blah blah blah. So, and if you get rid of them, like you can always bring them back, you know. What do I think about La Lucha? What is La Lucha? Is it something you've been like watching or reading, Chippy? So it's like a Final Fantasy thing? I guess so. Yeah. Where it's 1 here, 3 there. Yeah, all the Final Fantasy numbers are totally screwed up. Luckily with Hamtaro, it's only off by 1. And also, they didn't number the Hamtaro games in the US. Like in Japan, yeah, they're called 1, 2. But in the US, it's just Ham Hams Unite. They didn't call it Hamtaro 1. So I think that makes it slightly less confusing, but still, I had no idea that Hamtaro 2 was the same as Ham Hams Unite. So now I have a second copy of that game that's in Japanese for no reason. Sandwich, you have a very chunky Mesopotamia book a few hours ago. Wait, and you're such a happy nerd. Wait, you just got one? Bought one? Or like received one? That's exciting. Have you gotten to look at it yet? Do you think there's a lot in there that there's still to learn, or do you feel like you're an expert already on Mesopotamia? Fran and Aurora stream! Yes, sometime. I think things need to like settle down and not be so hectic and everything. Although I guess we're kind of there now. I feel like Fran and I are both thinking maybe we won't travel for the holidays because things have just been so crazy busy, and we already did a big trip and everything this year. So I think we are just gonna try and be calm for the holidays. You're gonna look up Hamster Paradise. Okay. Let me know if you learn anything, because I really don't know anything about it. Your stream in Discord is already Hamster Paradise. Aw, thanks, Chibi. It seems like a cute little pixel hamster game. Yeah, that's about all I can get from the art on the cartridges as well. I don't know. Oh, that you take care of. Okay, okay. What console are they? No, they're actually Game Boy Color, not DS. I got old ones. They're all Game Boy Color games that I picked up, so. All cozy, I am, yeah. I did get the heater going when I got home from work, so that always definitely helps. Gotta have that island lore, yup, yup, yup. You're not seeing Hamster Paradise for DS, but for GBC, yes, that is correct, for GBC. Ely PM'd something that may help with the translation. Ooh, okay, I'll check it out later. Thank you, Ely. Laszlo, hello, welcome in. Not busy anymore for now. Oh, thanks for joining us, Laszlo. I hope you're doing all right. How was Japan? It was so much fun. We got to do so much and see so many different places, try so much different food. Yeah, it was a really, really good time. I told everybody all about the trip yesterday on stream, but to give you the highlights, I said that my favorite food that I ate, savory-wise, was omu rice, which are like those omelets that are over the rice, and you like cut it open and then the egg kind of like falls over the top of the rice, you know. That was really, really good. I've never had eggs that fluffy before. It was amazing. And then my favorite dessert was a honey toast that I had while I was over there, and they just had so much butter on that thing. It was so, so good. But we also had the jiggly cheesecake while we were there, and that was also amazing. I'll put that as a close second. And then my favorite thing that we did was touring the Kyoto Palace, which wasn't really the inside. It was like you walk around the grounds and there's different like information about all the different buildings and who used to live there, and whenever like over time they would switch, like, okay, this person used to live in these quarters and now they move over here for this reason. Just learning about all that history, I really enjoyed it. And I also said that one of my favorite experiences was just all the gachas everywhere. I really love the gachas. I got super into them. I was telling people yesterday too that I actually kept every single gacha comes with a piece of paper in it that tells you all the things that were in that gacha series, so that way you can see like, oh, these are all the things I still haven't gotten yet, and maybe it's supposed to motivate you to like go and do it again, which there were some that I went back and I was like, okay, I need another one. But I kept every single one of those pieces of paper so that way I could remember all the gachas. I think I kept most of them, but some of them I am planning on giving away as gifts and things like that. So there are some that now all I have left is the paper. So I'm glad that I kept them, but I do want to show those off at some point, I think. Those sound yummy. They were super, super good. Yeah. There was a lot of good food that we ate, but I know Fran's like, oh, we didn't eat enough good food because we were really busy with all the things that we ended up planning and seeing and stuff. So there were literally some days where we're like, we don't have time to sit down at a restaurant somewhere and go eat. We just need to pick something up at a convenience store. So I think Fran is like, okay, next time we go to Japan, we can do convenience store for snacks, but it should never be a meal. We should always go to some amazing restaurant, like even if it's a hole-in-the-wall place, you know, that's only open for 3 hours during lunch, like that counts as an amazing restaurant. It doesn't have to be fancy. But yeah, it was a really good time. And we also did a lot of themed cafes, so I was telling people about that. And my favorite themed cafe ended up being the Pokemon Cafe. So we got to see Gengar come out in his big old suit because it was like still Halloween themed when we were there, so that was really fun too. You should try making omu rice sometime. It looks like a challenge. Yeah, I have no idea how to get the eggs that fluffy. And ours, like I think there's lots of different styles of omu rice. Ours, we tried to cut open the eggs to let them kind of like fall over the rice, but it didn't go that nicely. So I think there's other ones where maybe like that's like more deliberately built into the design is to try and make sure that it also has that beautiful presentation. But honestly, the taste of it and the texture was just so good. Did I learn Japanese pretty well to get by, or you had tour guides? So I was there with my partner the whole time, and he studied up on Japanese for a while before we left because he had taken some Japanese back in college. So he's like, oh yeah, I already like have a little bit of a base, so let me refresh myself. So he could, I would say, speak basic Japanese. Like, I thought he did an amazing job communicating. Anytime he spoke to anyone, I was always so impressed. I was like, Fran, you're doing so good. This is amazing. And I think he was more like, okay, I just asked them like where the train station is, but thank you. But I do know how to ask like, where's the bathroom? I know how to say like, excuse me, and I'm sorry, and stuff like that. Just very, very basic survival phrases is all that I knew. I'm trying to think if there are any words that I learned while we were there. That I just kind of picked up. I feel like there was a couple, but like off the top of my head, I can't think right now. Slideshow on YouTube if you want to watch. Yep, I did make a slideshow with my pictures because I had so many. We took almost like 3,000 photos, I think. And so I picked out 500 to show on stream, which is still a ton. And I felt kind of bad, like that I was forcing everybody to sit through all that, but I think we had a good time, hopefully, overall. My God. You have McDonald's Wi-Fi right now, you swear? Oh no. Is it crapping out on you a little bit? I'm so sorry. Let's see, sandwich. There's a lot to learn. Still a minor. Obviously older than 13 though, so you're still learning. Okay, cool. That's awesome that you're like into that at a younger age though. I think that is really, really good. Don't be like me. Don't regret that you didn't pay attention in history and then feel really stupid when you're an adult being like, I don't know anything about the world. Like, that is really, really good. I'm super happy to hear that. Chibi, I meant I lost to you as a Hamtaro fan. Wait, when? Lost to you as a Hamtaro fan? To me or to somebody else? I don't know. Island is so cute. Thank you, Laszlo. Were you able to bring back any cool Japanese stuff? Oh my God, we got so much stuff. So like a lot of gotchas. I was telling them about some Game Boy Color games, like Japan exclusive Game Boy Color games that I brought home. I got some plushies. My partner got a few figures. I guess I also got a couple figures. They're if anybody knows about like Japanese figures and stuff, there's a brand called Q Posset, I think, or something like that. I didn't realize that that's what I was buying when I picked them up. I think they are popular, but the whole thing with that brand is it's almost similar to Funko Pops, where they take characters and they stylize them in their own style, so that way all the Q Posset ones look similar to each other. And I remember seeing some other ones on the shelf and being like, oh, it doesn't really look like the character that much anymore because they changed their eyes and stuff. And so I kind of decided that I didn't love the way that those looked. But then we went to a used store to buy our figures, like everything that they were selling was secondhand. And so the one that I got was like all wrapped up and not in the original box and whatnot. So I didn't realize that's what they were. But they're Demon Slayer ones. Hopefully they're still cute. I haven't opened it yet. So yeah, we got plushies, figures, video games, gotchas, lots of snacks I brought home. Lots of gifts for like family and stuff for Christmas and whatnot. But yeah, definitely had a big haul of things. I went there with a suitcase that was practically empty because we fit most everything in our carry-ons, and so we checked a bag that we were like, okay, we'll fit all our souvenirs in here. We definitely had to buy another suitcase, like another full-size suitcase to fit everything that we brought home. So yeah, we went all out with the shopping, but everything is so cheap in Japan right now. Like the US dollar compared to the yen, like the yen is so low. So every time we thought we were spending so much money, we would go back and like actually check our credit card and we were like, oh, that was actually super cheap. We can keep buying more. So went to Pokemon Cafe, yes. So you have to make a reservation for the Pokemon Cafe a month in advance. We also did Kirby Cafe, which was a month in advance too, but they all work a little bit differently. I'm trying to remember which was which because one of them had like a rolling reservation system where like once the next day, so like if I wanted to make a reservation on December 6th, like today, I would have had to make that reservation on November 6th. And then if I wanted to do it on November 7th, like those reservations, or sorry, December 7th, those reservations would open on November 7th. So like every 30 days prior, they would open up a new slot. I think that's how the Pokemon Cafe worked. But for the Kirby Cafe, it was like, oh, if you want a reservation anytime in December, November 10th, all the reservation slots for the entire month of December are going up on that one day. So we had to like wake up at 5 a.m. Japan time to make these reservations like a month before our trip and all this. So we were definitely very excited to go. But I did actually at the Pokemon Cafe, I picked up a tea set that was Poltegeist and Sinistea. And you can only buy those there at the Pokemon Cafe. So I feel like I have a very unique teapot and a couple teacups now. And I've got them up on display, but I'm excited to use them. And I got to use those at the cafe too. Like I deliberately ordered tea just so they could bring out the teapot for me and everything. Sandwich, you've always wanted to visit Japan. I definitely recommend going. I had always wanted to go too. I had never been before. This was my first time and it was so much fun. Like, and all I want to do is go back. Like, Fran and I were talking about how are we there for a month, but still already we want to go back. Like we wanted the trip to be longer. Like, oh, it was a really good time. Blade, in the process of looking for a translated ROM of Hamster Paradise, you found an adorable website that apparently is for a Hamtaro fan subgroup. Oh, do you want to share the website, Blade? Look, we got the fight club going on. This only happens later at night, I think. So definitely a good time to visit the museum. Leo, you bought a bunch of gifts for your cousin. You're excited to gift it to them. Oh, that's super fun. Anything that you want to share with us? Healy, you let the bottom of the omelet cook and stir the upper part with chopsticks for the eggs and the omu rice. Then fold it over using the pan to roll it into a football shape. Sounds like a lot of technique is required. It does sound difficult. All right, I guess that beetle lost the bug fight. You love seeing the photos. Oh, I'm glad. I showed Elia as well whenever I was at their place for Thanksgiving, and I'm just like, I don't want to be forcing people to stare at vacation photos, because I know that can be a thing. Like, people get back from vacation, they're all excited about it, but it's not like as cool if you weren't there. So then you're just like looking at these photos for hours, and you're like, yeah, that's neat. So I don't know. Maybe you guys are all just being really nice, and it was like that, but. Drax, hello, welcome in. How goes Trim? Pretty good. I've gotten all my ranting out, so that's been nice to get that off my chest. But essentially, when I got back from my trip, there was a lot of maintenance issues that have taken this entire time to get fixed. So Monday finally was like the last day maintenance people were in my house since coming home from Japan. And I had like so much work stuff to deal with. I need to add up all the hours, but I think I did something somewhere between 3 and 4 weeks worth of work within a 2-week time period. So it has just been so hectic since I got back. So I ranted all about that all stream long, but now we're finally like getting more relaxed and stuff. How are you doing, Drax? Like, you love animals that live in the desert and stuff, but they scare you. Oh, like scorpions, those are scary, but like fennec fox, adorable. One of my favorite animals. You're gonna go. Have a good night. Oh, have a good night as well, Sandwich. It was great to meet you today. Have a good stream from the Dragon and Mythology Nerd. I appreciate that, Sandwich. Hopefully we see you around again. I'd love to hear some about your Mesopotamia book. And I'm gonna read I wrote it down right here, Wings of Fire. That's gonna be the next book that I listen to. So thank you again for the recommendation. Have a wonderful night. Got a special teapot set, let's go, yes! I was very, very excited about that purchase. If I haven't shared pictures of it on the Discord, I need to. I did get a little, like, I was gonna say lazy, I don't know about lazy, maybe tired by the end of the trip, and I wasn't sharing photos as much. So some of the photos that I shared on stream yesterday were the first time that people got to see them. And the Pokemon Cafe was on, I think, our third to last day in Japan. So I think those were some of the ones that I didn't end up sharing on the Discord, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I need to still share those whenever I get the chance. Check it out. Whenever there's a dot on the ground, that's where you stand to get like a good view of the museum. And I don't think these were here originally. Either that or like they didn't really tell you what they were. And then there was an event they did early on Animal Crossing that was called like, it was dot something event in the museum. I think it was like a stamp event. And you would like stand on the dots to do your stamp, but then when you stood there, it did this. And I was like, oh, that's a really clever way to teach people about that. Did I go to Universal there? I did. We got to go. And we did get to go into Super Nintendo World when we were there. That was the main thing that we did. We spent like 5 hours in Super Nintendo World. I think we got out and maybe spent like another hour and a half in the park before we left. So we did the Mario Kart ride twice. We did the Yoshi ride while we were there. There's some mini games that you can do as well. So we did this mini game where you have to like, it was a wall, like touchscreen that you interact with. And I think it was kind of like, destroying bricks and stuff, like Mario themed. But we got paired up with a random other couple. Like it was a 4-player mini game. So it was like us and 2 other people. They had no idea what they were doing. Like you had to destroy all these blocks, and our side every time we would finish it before the timer went up, or like finished, because it was multiple rounds, and we'd look over and they like barely had done anything, and the worker was trying to help them, like teach them how to interact with the screen, and they weren't old, like they were young people, and for some reason they couldn't figure it out, and so we ended up losing the mini game, which was really lame because Fran and I were so good at it. Like what the heck. And we ate at Kinopio's Cafe because apparently Toad is called Kinopio in Japan, so we got like all Mario themed food and everything. It was really fun. Ranting is needed. Definitely ranting is good for the soul, for sure. It helps you cleanse your soul, I feel like, get all that stuff out of there. Like, you actually enjoyed the photos. Always been your dream to visit Japan. I hope you can go someday. I hope everybody who wants to go gets a chance to go. Laszlo, you get that. You try not to share your travel photos unless people ask, but you also want to show it off too. Yeah, it's difficult to strike a balance, for sure. And we were just there for so long. Like, I think if the trip had been a week, there's no way I could have shared 500 photos. I probably wouldn't even have taken 500 photos. But the problem was that we were there for a month, so it was actually really difficult to narrow it down to 500 photos. So I was like having to be so specific with what I was picking. It says you've been live half an hour, technical difficulties. Yeah, we had 2 different stream blips tonight, unfortunately, so I guess the last one was 30 minutes ago. The first one happened within like the first 2 minutes of stream, and then we've been fine. We started right at 5:30, it's 8:40 now. So if the other one happened 30 minutes ago, it would have been like 8:10. So we were up for nearly 3 hours, like close to 3 hours before the second one happened, so that's why. Really sucky. Thanks for giving Drax a shout out, Chibi. Lordy, you just got back about 15 minutes ago from taking the kiddo to Girl Scouts. All fun. Could have sworn you had this up prior to leaving. Oh, thanks, Drax. But yes, you're not going crazy. Unfortunately, there were some technical difficulties. This is one of the art pieces that Hello Kitty was in. I showed a picture of that yesterday. One of the art museums, we only there was a couple free exhibitions within the art museum. So we only went to those and the gift shop. And in the gift shop, they had all these prints that took famous paintings and replaced the main focus with Hello Kitty. So there was like Hello Kitty playing this flute dressed up like that. Let me see if I can find, the Mona Lisa was another one. There's also, I think, oops, can't find the run button. This is the only thing I'm missing in the entire museum, by the way. I've not cheated at all with the museum. Yeah, so there's one. I have gotten everything from Red either on my island or friends' islands. I have not gotten anything from Treasure Islands or even gotten them as gifts from friends. Like every single one I've purchased from Red. This is another one that Hello Kitty was in. And I think this one too. I think there was 2 more, but I don't remember what they were, so. You were very confused, yeah. Sorry about that, Drex. Glad to have you here now. Is your kid still at Girl Scouts right now, or is it something like, do you hang out there during the lessons and stuff? I don't really know how it works. So something else super cool that I didn't get to tell you guys about during stream, but I did post something about it on the Discord, is that while I was in Japan, I actually got to meet somebody who worked on this game. So one of Fran's coworkers from a previous job, because Fran does game development, he lives in Japan, and so whenever he was a coworker with Fran, like he was just working remotely, and this is the first time Fran ever got to meet him. So it's kind of funny that it didn't happen until Fran wasn't working for that company anymore. Excuse me, but he does a lot of freelance work, and I guess at one point he was hired by Nintendo to work on New Horizons. So he was actually the art director for all the fish in the game. And so there was one night that, yeah, I got to meet a game dev. It was super cool. There was one night that we went out to dinner with him, and I asked him some questions about Animal Crossing and stuff, and he told me a lot of interesting things. I wish that I had asked more, but it's also one of those things where you're like, I don't really want to bother him, you know? So he was telling me about some of the fish that he worked on and which ones he really liked and stuff, and said that he wished people would spend more time in the museum, like looking at the fish and noticing the details and things like that, because he was somebody that got to put a lot of time into all these small little things, you know? So, one of the things he said that he was the most proud of was actually the sea pineapple breathing animation in the museum. So I want to go check that out. But some of the other things that he talked about was like, you know how when you catch a fish, you can pull it out of your pocket and show it off? Like some of them, there's like different animations for the fish if you hold them out for long enough. So he was saying, especially with the sea butterfly, if you hold it out for long enough, its whole head kind of opens up into a mouth and like just morphs into a different shape. And he's like, yeah, not a lot of people know about that because you have to hold it out for so long. So that was like one of the details. He also said, do I stand here? Yeah. So the barrel eye, the one, I think if I go over here, yeah, this guy. So for this one, he said this sea creature has been documented so little that there's literally only one research group in the entire world that has footage of this fish. So he had to access the research footage to make the model design for this one. But he said that afterwards, the research team actually reached out to him and told him how good a job that he did on this fish. So like, that was really cool detail about the barrel eye that he told me about. Go find the sea pineapple. I think it's upstairs. Yeah, that's really, really cool. I believe he said that his favorite one might have been the sea grapes. I can't remember. Like, I remember being surprised by the answer. I think that's what he said, is that it was the sea grapes. And I was like, huh, that seems actually really boring. But he also told me that some of the fish and sea creatures that he liked the most were ones that when you put them out as furniture on your island, he likes the ones that don't have tanks and stuff. So I believe the sea grapes go straight on the ground. Seaweed goes straight on the ground. The snow crab goes straight on the ground. Or is it a spider crab? The shoe crab, what's it called? Horseshoe crab goes straight on the ground. So like all those ones he really liked. So I think sea grapes were for some reason up there for him. One thing that I didn't put on the Discord, I wish I had, maybe I'll go back and add it to like all my notes that I wrote down for you guys. But I did ask him what his least favorite fish was. And I think we can all be very happy about this. But he said his least favorite one was, that is not an interesting question at all. But I said like, oh, when you look in, oop, not there. So when you look in here, I was like, how do you decide if a fish is looking left or right? And I was like, why did I ask that? That literally doesn't matter. But then he actually started going into detail about a couple examples where he was like, no, actually we decided, so these two. He was like, we very purposefully decided to have one facing left and one facing right. And let me double check so that I don't get it backwards. Oh wait, actually I can figure it out. So the olive flounder, the name in Japanese, which I don't know off the top of my head, apparently it's a word that sounds like left. So they had it facing to the left, but then the dab is a very similar looking fish. So they made sure that that one was facing to the right, but not only facing to the right, right and left. So that's one difference. But you can also notice that they're flipped, like flipped the other way too, like flipped up and down. So I think if they had taken this one and rotated it 180 degrees so that it was looking to the right, its eyes should be on the bottom. But so for this one, they didn't just rotate it 180, they also like flipped it, like as if you were flipping a page in a book. Like that's how they flipped it over. So they made sure to have that difference as well. So that way like you could tell them apart. And I was just like, well, that's a really interesting detail. Like, as obviously they had to be thinking about all these things, but it's stuff that we wouldn't think about. I also learned that apparently these models are exactly the same models that you catch out of the water. Like I always thought these looked way more detailed. And I was like, oh, how did you work on these differently than the other ones? And he's like, no, those are actually the same. So I think these ones you just get to see closer up. So that's how, like, I didn't realize. Obviously, like, this version is very cartoony. Yeah, the sea butterfly has a different form. It doesn't always look like this because in real life, its head opens up as a mouth and it does this weird thing. So maybe I'll see if I can catch one so I can show you guys. You got D&D tonight? You still have time to watch the Aurora for a bit. Okay. Happy to have you here. You're definitely not a bother. Look at the little neon. 5 in, 3 down. Oh, it's a neon. Oh, I missed it, Light. I'm sorry. And the one above is a beta fish. All the little fishies. Light is basically a fish expert because they've got so many fish at home that they take care of. Over 100 fish Light has. So crazy. Hirame fish versus Hidari. Yeah, okay. Hirame and Hidari. Those are it. So there you go. That's why they picked that one facing to the left and the other one facing to the right. To the right of that are bigger tropical ones. They're only tiny. Yeah, we can go back and look at that tank though. I need to find the sea pineapple. Sea slug, sea anemone, mussel. Okay. This one looks like all fish. Clownfish, surgeonfish, butterfly fish, ribbon eel, Napoleon fish. Something that was kind of funny is that whenever I was talking to this guy about all the different fish things, like I was just remembering off the top of my head when he was like, oh yeah, there's 2 fish that look really similar. I was like, oh yeah, the olive flounder and the dab. And Fern was like, how do you know just off the top of your head all the names of these fish? And I was just like spouting off a lot of the different ones. And I was like, well, I don't know. I've played a lot of Animal Crossing, you know? So there it is, the sea cucumber. So he said he was really proud of the breathing animation on this one. I think there was... I'm trying to remember exactly why. If it was this one or another one that I might be getting confused with. Oh no, this is sea cucumber, not sea pineapple. Okay, hold on. So I believe what he said why he was proud of the sea pineapple is because the sea pineapple in real life has actually 2 different like orifices, I guess, that they use for breathing. So one is for breathing in, I think, and one is for breathing out, if I remember that all correctly. And so he like actually captured that properly in his animation. And I think that was another case of him getting complimented for like actually staying true to that detail about the animal. So where is it? I thought it would be up there. Sea cucumber. No, sea pineapple, not cucumber. The little octo dogfish. Those are like really popular in Japan. They had a lot of gachas of those little octopuses that have the kind of little horns on them. Napoleon fish have human teeth. They're very creepy for that reason, actually. Abalone. I tried abalone in Japan, actually. Wait. Oh, there it is. It's stuck on the glass. I was like, it wasn't. I thought I was seeing the other shell with the pointy bits in the back. I had the teensiest, tiniest little bite of abalone. But yeah, I'm not into seafood, so I was not willing to do more than that. That was already way more than I normally do, so of course Aurora knows all the Animal Crossing fish. I don't know them as well as I used to. Just like I don't know all the villager names as well. There's a bunch of stuff that I've forgotten. Oh, there's the sea pineapple. Right? Can you guys still hear me? This keeps blipping. Why? Can you guys hear me again? I'm sorry this keeps happening. I guess I'll turn on the VPN for next stream. Keep forgetting that crabs actually swim. Do all crabs swim or only certain types? I don't know. But yeah, the ones with like the little flippers on them, they're pretty cute. Sorry about this, you guys. I appreciate you being patient and sticking with me. If you gotta refresh, oh, I guess if you have to refresh, you couldn't hear me telling to refresh, but it seems to come right back for you guys. Excuse me. It's to help them crush clams, coral, etc. Oh, the Napoleon fish teeth, like human-looking things. Ugh. These are all fun facts. Thank you. Of course. I was super excited to get to meet him and like really excited to share with everybody. So there you go. You can see the two different valves that are opening. So it looks like the top one maybe breathes in and the other one lets it out. Yeah, they even look different too. Like the one on the right kind of flaps open and close, whereas the other one just like open and then close. So yeah, you can totally tell that that's actually what's happening. That one, when it opens, it's getting bigger, so you can tell it's breathing in. And then the other one, as it like flaps, that's the water coming out, and that's when it gets smaller. That's so cool. Behave, Twitch/internet. Yeah, Chibi, you get them. Thank you. Certain types, the others go with the waves. Oh, or crawl around the ground. That was your phone acting dumb. Okay, back to normal. Good, good, good. Sorry about that. Oh. Please refresh if needed, friends. Thank you, Ely. This is why you don't go swimming in the sea. I was talking to Fran about this the other day. I was like, I think the older I've gotten, the more freaked out I am about the ocean. Because as a kid, you just don't know as much about what's out there. And also, I feel like you just feel so safe because you're with adults whenever you're at the beach as a kid. And so you're like, oh yeah, nothing can go wrong because they're here. So like, it doesn't matter what's in there anyway. But now as an adult, I'm just like, oh, there could be crabs, there could be like scary fish, especially if you're in a tropical place when there's fish, just like if you touch them, like that can be deadly to you. There's jellyfish and sharks and like, I don't know, sometimes a beach can have like a steep drop off all of a sudden in the sand, and like that was something I never thought of as a kid, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can just go carefree swimming into the ocean again. Like oh man, swimming in the sea is so scary, right? They could use ACNH to teach kids about ocean life. They really could. Yeah. Especially like Blathers telling you all the facts about them and everything. Like if you got a clip of every single thing that you donated and could read out the facts and then come in here and look at them. So another thing that the Animal Crossing dev told me is that the realism is actually designed very specifically in Animal Crossing. So obviously the villagers are very, very cartoony. And so they're the most stylized thing in the game. And then after that, the furniture is the next most stylized thing, at least out of what he mentioned. I'm like, in my head, I think after the villagers, the next most cartoony thing is like all the buildings and stuff, how they look on the outside. He didn't mention that one though. So after villagers, he was like, okay, and then all the furniture sets and everything, right? They look way more realistic, but they still have like that little bit of cartooniness to them. And then after that is the fish, where they look pretty realistic, but they're actually still stylized somewhat, but it's much less noticeable. And then apparently the most realistic thing in all of the game is the bugs. So the bugs are made to look almost exactly like the real thing. So yeah, pretty interesting. Possibility of running into a jellyfish bothers you. Yes, that's like the biggest thing for me too. I even have memories of a kid. Memories of a kid. Oh Lord. Memories as a kid being at the beach. And my uncle being like, "Ah, jellyfish, get out of the water." And back then that didn't scare me because I'm just like, "Oh yeah, he's looking out for me, whatever." And I don't like. I think as a kid, you also just couldn't imagine how painful that can be. And so it didn't really bother me. And as soon as he was like, "Okay, it's gone," I would run right back in the water. And now I would just be like, no, not going anywhere near that. Like, it would have been super rare here in the UK. Sadly, nowadays, your sea is polluted because of dumping, as it's all on the coastline. Yeah, that's definitely really sad. Poor Blathers. Poor Blathers, why? Because you'd have to teach all the kids? Or just about the insects in general? Ignorance is bliss. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I do want to like look in detail at all the fishies and everything. Gazami crab, that's the one that does little. I do think I'll come back here sometime to just kind of zoom in on everything and think about like, oh, what things did they have to pay attention to and learn about these sea creatures and in order to be able to animate them and things like that. So yeah, I'm glad I got to like show that off and stuff. Missed your message. Oh, what did you say? You loved collecting crabs as a kid? Like alive crabs? Oh, I missed a few messages. Like, ironically, you learned some sea life facts off of Animal Jam 8 years ago. And then when you got older, you would visit sea life centers and read up on them. Oh, that's really fun. Neat that something like that got you into it. Laszlo, you went snorkeling. You couldn't stop thinking a shark was coming after you, even though it was crystal clear. There were no sharks in the area. I have been snorkeling once in my life as well, and I was feeling the exact same thing. Like, even though you don't really go snorkeling, I think, in places that are too deep, or usually it's in very clear water, you're just like, oh, I feel so exposed right now. Like, everything is so out in the open, and like, you just don't know what could be there. I don't know. The killifish. Where's Killian? We got a little killifish for him. Actually, I think the killifish might be the smallest one in the game. Oh. About the insects. Yeah, poor Blathers. Oh, I have to keep turning on the captions every time too, I guess. The stream goes down, which is annoying. Ely, some of the most deadly jellies are like 1 centimeter, can can RIP individuals who just swim too closely. They don't actually have to touch them. What? I didn't know this. Oh God, that makes me even more scared. Hope you win. Oh, Blade got it, Laszlo. I'm sorry. Tetras. Shall we see? So there's different kinds of goldfish. Pop-eyed goldfish. The one that they were highlighting before was the normal one. This is the Popeye. And then the Ranchu goldfish is the lumpy one that looks funny. Little guppy, that's the blue one. Oh, I think I have to read this other sign to see the rest. Neon Tetra, there you go. You know your stuff, Light. The beta, you said that one too. Nibblefish. I think some of the fish in this game also might have slightly different names than maybe what we call them in real life. Probably because there's just different colloquial names. I'm sure the translation is correct, but maybe we just don't call it that everywhere in the English-speaking world. I don't know. Boy, Eager, welcome in. It's possible to get a gold pixel heart badge. I have no idea about that. A gold pixel heart badge. I don't have any badges like that to give out. I don't know if it's a Twitch thing though. Could be, perhaps. I haven't heard of it though. Rainbow fish, angelfish, that one's really pretty. Our Go Fish game when I was a kid, I remember that the angelfish was my favorite one. I thought it was so pretty. Rainbow fish are rainbow barbs and they're aggressive. Oh, really? It's funny when little fish are aggressive because they're just, it's kind of like when a little chihuahua or something is aggressive. You're just like, dude, you don't have any, I was gonna say any legs to stand on, any fins to swim on. What are you gonna do? But I'm sure some of the little fish could actually do some damage to other little fishies. Laszlo, you gotta get back to work. Thank you for the small stream breather. Of course, Laszlo. Thanks so much for stopping in. Nice hearing your voice. So happy to hear you had a blast on your vacation. Have a great night. Oh, thank you, friend. I had a ton of fun hanging out with you as well. Thanks for asking about the trip. Like, just as you said, you know, you always want to talk about these trips and stuff. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. Have a wonderful rest of your night at work, Laszlo. Like, if you have a fish like angelfish, gourami, and any kind of barb, like fire barb, rainbow, yellow, red, tiger, etc., if you put them together, they will be happy. But if you add tetras, oh, they will be eaten! Oh, yikes. It's a new badge Twitch is or already gave out for those that donated to charity streams. Oh, I didn't know about that. How much do you have to donate in order to get it? Yeah, I think I did see they like had something on my homepage or something about that gold emote that you're using right now, but I didn't notice about the gold heart. That's actually really nice that they're recognizing people for that. Shall we go say hello to Brewster? Probably gonna start wrapping up here in a little bit, so Brewster will be one of the last things that we do tonight, I think. Whenever this came out, like, people were waiting for Brewster for so long. I was very excited. And I think this place is really cozy. I like that if you visit him and chat with him, there's like rewards for that. It's kind of similar to like the clothing store, how if you talk to Sable, like she's very shy at first and she doesn't really want to talk, but then as you get to know her, like you actually get rewarded for that in game. This doesn't give you anything as cool as like, oh, your app will get improved or something, but you get some fun items like the Brewster gyroid. I think is really cute. He told me to take a seat, right? That's what he said. What can I do for you? If I do this, that's the to-go coffee, right? I think if you sit down, that's when you can order. That seat is reserved. I forget how this works. It's been too long. Oh gosh. How embarrassing. I don't know my stuff. Here we go. Care for some coffee? Yes, please. I wish you could pick other things. So I didn't play other Animal Crossing games besides this one or the original GameCube one. So I didn't do any of the in-between ones. I guess in prior games with Brewster, he would have like a Valentine's Day event where you could get hot chocolate, which I think is really cute. But as far as I know, that's not a thing in this game. For this cup, especially for you, drink up. Oh, I'll do just that. Trying to see at the Nintendo store, there are some Brewster themed items. I think you could get this cup, but they also had like a coffee grinder, like a hand crank coffee grinder that had Brewster's Cafe logo on there. I don't see it behind the counter though. I thought it would be there. Just the right amount of acidity and full-bodied flavor. I wouldn't add a single thing. So yeah, hot chocolate or like a tea latte. That would have been a nice choice. I do not drink coffee in real life. I only drink tea. The coffee flavor and scent even is too strong for me. Anton, hope you're doing okay. Maybe, yeah, I wish there's tea or hot chocolate, exactly. Or a mocha? Yeah, mix the coffee and chocolate together. You love Americanos, though. What makes an Americano? Do I have any amiibos handy? I almost bought some amiibos when I was in Japan. There was a store that was selling a bunch of like singleton amiibos and I was like, I don't have this one, I don't have this one, I need them all. But then like I could have gone way too crazy there. So I think I ended up not getting any. What exactly is an Americano? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Just black coffee. Really? Just black coffee, plain. Okay, I'm gonna check one drawer for some amiibos, but if I don't find them there, I'm not gonna like spend a ton of time digging around. I made a little thingy for when I'm still in the room, but not in front of my camera because the avatar won't track when I stand up. What did I... Here, this one. Oh. Okay, hold on. There we go. There. That's what I used. I don't get to use it too much, so here we go. Let me go look for this thing. Because otherwise, if I don't have this on there, my avatar just like freezes and stares into your soul when I step away. It's very creepy. But the drawer is just like right over on the other side of this room. Honestly, if they're not in here though, I don't know where they are, so that's not good either. If I find something... No, yes, yes. Also wonder. Box. Oh, other box. This box was a box that had Animal Crossing stuff in it. Literally, an Animal Crossing box. I feel like it would make sense to have Amiibos in here. Aha! I found some. Alright. I know I have more than this. Not good that my collection is split up, but we can invite somebody to have some coffee with us. Here we go. Okay, we'll be back. Let's see. Meringue. That's a cute one. Who else do I have? Lily. She was one of my original 10 villagers in this game. I've got Bob, a beloved option. Fauna. Savannah. Whitney. Broccolo. I remember my friend, she didn't used to play too many video games. I think she's much more into them now. But Broccolo was one of her villagers and she adored him. He's a very cute little blue mouse. Coco. Who else? Ruby. I like Ruby. I wanted Ruby on my island for a while. That might have actually been who I was hunting for whenever I ended up getting Judy instead. Let's see. Gala, Rolf, Chrissy, she's on the island. And I have Francine too. That must have been like before I actually had them, I guess, is when I bought the amiibo. Oh, I have Stitches. We got to see him earlier tonight. Maple, Lolly, Fang, Melba, Margie, Lucky. Riddle really likes Lucky. Is lurking for an eye break. Thank you for the lurk light. And thank you for giving Tauntaun a shout out, Chippy. Okay, let's see. We're getting towards the end. Rosie, Tipper, Nana, Olivia, Colton. I have 2 galas? What the heck? It's too easy to get doubles of different amiibos. Okay, Ruby was the one that I set aside that I got the most excited about. So let's see if we can get this to work. Oh, you have reached the Amiibo call center. Would you like to use an Animal Crossing character's amiibo to invite them to the roost? Please ready the amiibo for the customer you want to contact. What? This is the amiibo for Ruby. Are you sure you'd like to contact this customer? Yes. I don't think I've ever done this before with her, so this will be my first time actually getting to meet Ruby, which is exciting. Thank you for waiting. We've contacted Ruby. The customer you contacted will be here shortly. Please wait inside for their arrival. I might also check to see if it's within season and time to catch a sea butterfly. If so, I think we'll try and do that before the end of stream. Look at her. I like her eyes. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the whole, like, I love Alice in Wonderland thing, and Ruby is very much a white rabbit. Life Park Our Crossing, welcome in. How you doing today? Always gotta love a name with crossing in it. Ruby is definitely in need of a vacation, and what better place to relax than is gotta be, you know? Yeah, you say it, Ruby. We invite lots of folks here to the cafe because I need to hear all of their gossip. Dish for me. You're doing okay? Oh, I'm glad. I'm also doing good. This is my first time back on Animal Crossing in quite a while, so it's been really fun to kind of refresh my memory of my island and get and like chatting with, I was about to say all my villagers, but have I talked with any of my villagers? Just Julian, I think, since getting back. Yeah, it's been nice. What's my favorite anime? I have an answer for this. I will tell you the name of it. If you have not heard of it, I'm happy to explain. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you haven't heard of it, I'm happy to explain the premise. But it's one of those things that's like a little difficult to explain because once you start trying to describe it, it's like, what the heck, that actually sounds really boring, but I promise it's good. I actually had people watch it with me on the Discord, on our Discord. So Chibi can vouch, she really liked it too. But it's called Chihayaburu. Yeah, it's got 3 seasons out, but I think there was like, I want to say a 6-year gap between season 2 and season 3, and I doubt season 4 is ever coming out. I don't know. I think it would be a long shot, but I think it's still worth watching, even if it didn't get finished. So, and you know, we can always hold out hope. Like, it has not been 6 years since season 3 yet, so there's time. This cafe is without a doubt the best place to visit on the island. Aw. I agree, Ruby, I agree, except for my house is also really nice. Hanging out in a calm space like this is good practice for taking a break from the hectic life of a pop star. Yeah, she's peppy, personality, so she does like to talk about being a pop star. I know Oakwood had her on his island and he was like, oh, I need to get Ruby out of here because all she ever does is talk about being a pop star, and I'm just like, any peppy is gonna do that to you. But I love her design. I do think it'd be cool to have an Alice in Wonderland themed island. That would be the only thing that could get me to like maybe restart, but imagine like having her there. I bet you there's like a bunch of other good ones that you could do, like maybe Bob could make a good Cheshire cat, like he's got those colors, you know. You could pick like a blue one maybe to be the caterpillar. I don't know, I have to think about it some more. You'd need a March hare. I bet you there's definitely a rabbit in those colors. That wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, I think that would be cool. Also, Chibi at one point gave me the idea of having an Alice in Wonderland themed Pokemon team, which I'm just like, absolutely, I need to do that at some point, so. Kyuso, welcome in, how you doing? Good to see you, been a while, yeah. Man, yesterday was the first time I was on in like 2 months or something, Kyuso, so today is day number 2. I hope you've been all right in my absence. Very good sports anime. Yes, thank you, Chibi. Life, your favorite anime is Say I Love You. I have not seen that one. We do have a pretty regular anime night in the Discord, actually. So we watch typically every Tuesday, although not last night because I was streaming instead. Made my return after 2 months. But yeah, we watched quite a few animes in there so far. Say I Love You. Yeah, I didn't know. Don't think I've heard of that one. Let me write it down. I'll look into it later. Maybe we could add it to our recommendation list. Chibi, Hetalia and the Devil is a part-timer. Got a new season after who knows how long, so there's hope. Okay, yeah, we can always hope for it. I'm gonna check out the sea butterfly again. That one is just a fish, yeah. Okay, so I don't have to dive for it. You're not late, definitely not late. We have actually been on for, I don't know, 3 hours, 45 minutes, something like that. We've had a few little stream issues. Oh, perfect, it's in December. So let me go, do I have my fishing rod even? I do. So let's go see if we can find a sea butterfly and I can show you guys the other cool little detail. I don't remember what I was saying, Kyuzo. I lost my train of thought, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. If somebody knows what I was saying, feel free to be like, and this was the start of your sentence. Oh yeah, we had a few little blips with the internet, so stream went down for like 1 second, 3 different times. So annoying. So it might look like we've been on for a very short amount of time so far. That's one cute bun. Oh, you like Ruby? Yay. Should we just play Animal Crossing while hanging out on our stream? Yeah. Why am I just throwing my rod into the water when there's literally nothing there? We need to go find a small shadow. If I don't have bait, we actually have to put a little bit of work into this. It is one that you find in the ocean, so... Well, thanks for sharing the Discord link, Light. Here to hang with you. You like AC. Aw. Do you have an island as well, Kizo? Yuki. All you know is anytime a sport anime is up, you'll not be joining anime night. Oh no. Well, I think for the next one we're going to be doing a short one, and it will not be a sports anime. But for the next one after that, I think we could return back to another longer show, and one of the options would be a sports anime. So I'm sorry about that, but I think you will like the options for the next boat that we do. Okay, this one's small, so it could be a sea butterfly. Oh, I'm really bad at fishing, by the way. Ugh, I get way too trigger happy and end up messing up. Oh, first thing that we caught was a sea butterfly. Okay, so I need to leave it here and watch its head. Its head is gonna do something. Look, there it goes. Wow, it's like a little monster thing. Like, isn't that weird? It's super neat though. I had never seen that before until the guy told me about it, and then I was able to find a screenshot, so I think I did post that in the Discord. But yeah, look at that thing. That was another little detail, and he's like, yeah, I wish more people saw that. Like every time I see cute and a cutesy animated game, it makes you want to eat anime pasta. Oh, well, you have Halloween themed pasta, don't you? Or did you already have it? Nonsense, you're gonna stream for another 3 hours, Blade. I still have work tomorrow. Actually, you know what? I have a dentist appointment tomorrow before work even, so I have to get up extra early. You always wanted to see the anime about the volleyball one. Okay, that may or may not be the one that I was talking about that's gonna be an option. Not for the next anime, but for the one after that. Because I actually like volleyball in real life. It's one of the sports that I actually enjoy playing. So, and if Chihaya Furu is a sports anime and that was my favorite, like maybe I just really like sports animes. I did like Skate the Infinity. That was the one that we finished most recently, and it's a skateboarding one. I felt like the last 2 episodes were way better than the rest of the show though. Like I enjoyed it all. One of the characters I kind of found annoying, but like overall it was a fun time. And then you get to the last 2 episodes and you're like, yo, this is going off the rails. Like it got really good at the end. What would be the options? Well, if you remember the options from the last time we voted on a short show, we went, I think Kotaro Lives Alone was the one that won out of those 3, but the remaining 2 I was gonna put back up again for votes. So I know one of them was one that you had recommended, Yuki. Anime food always looks amazing. It makes you jealous. Yes. And I can confirm that a lot of the plating that they do in Japan looks like how they draw it in anime. Always so beautiful. Like they present the ramen, like everything's perfectly placed and like it just looks so nice. So, Light, you do, but you want to have it with your favorite food, spaghetti block. I don't... So, I'm trying to think. Spaghetti is obviously spaghetti, but I'm trying to think what the other... Not bolognese, is it? I need it spelled all the way out. I don't know. Anyways, that's the little sea butterfly that I wanted to share with you guys. Q is a chef. Oh, I didn't know that. A professional one. Dang. That's very impressive, Kyuzo. Oh. Aw, I like the hermit crabs too. They're cute. Okay, well, I've shown you guys around my island. I ranted about what craziness my life has been for the past 3.5 weeks. We got to look at some fishies in detail. And we got to tour Yuki's island. I think we did pretty good for today. Yeah, I had a really fun time hanging out with you guys. I'm glad that we got to do this. I think it is always good to go back and just play Animal Crossing again for a little while because it is, I don't know, it's such a good game. basically, I think this is what got me through the pandemic. Animal Crossing is the reason I started Twitch. Like, I was loving this game so much that I was like, I need more of it in my life. Like, me playing Animal Crossing all day long is not enough. I need to watch other people play Animal Crossing, and I need to talk to them about it. So that's how I even, like, went on the Twitch website in the first place, and then found a few people streaming Animal Crossing. That's what got me into it. Who's my favorite villager? Let me see if he is awake really quickly, because actually I don't think we do get to see him today. Still gonna be pressing the wrong button to run. I believe he's oh no, this way. Yep, he's home. Anybody recognize the house? I did already say my favorite villager earlier, but thank you for the stream. It was super fun. Yeah, this was really good. It was really, really good. Something else too that some of you guys may know is that all of the clothes that my little avatar here wears are based off of clothes in Animal Crossing. So like my red sweater right now, this is a sweater that you can get in the game. The only like custom clothes that I have for my avatar are the Aurora dress, because obviously I had to have an Aurora dress, and the Halloween one, but all of my other outfits like for spring, summer, fall, like Christmas, all those are from Animal Crossing, so. Here's our Bree and Anka. Oh, very nice. We were talking about Anka earlier because our friend Yuki toured their island earlier, and they have like all gold basement, and I was like, oh, Anka would love it here. And Bree is a little mouse, right? Vlad, look at him. I told you he's got the forehead wrinkles, like deep set brow. And you'll see, look, he's got a little tooth, just one tooth. Oh shoot, this is the first time I've talked to one. Did he say how long I was gone? Okay. It wasn't that bad, it wasn't that bad. He didn't hate me. Look at him, see? Just hanging out, little bucktooth, so adorable. They're all good. There are a lot of really, really good villagers. I don't love all of them, but there's a lot of really good ones. You think this pink bear's face? Yeah, it's just... He still looks happy though. He still looks happy. I visit islands. I did visit one today. I don't stream a ton of Animal Crossing. Like, a lot of things on my stream are inspired by Animal Crossing. Like, you'll see when we finally wrap up the stream, like my ending screen is from Animal Crossing. Like I said, my avatar is very Animal Crossing inspired, and I did start off by streaming Animal Crossing. But honestly, I would say I play it maybe like once every 6 months now. I wouldn't mind adding it into the rotation more though, because we did, like we played Viva Pinata for a long time, right? Like it was our relaxing Friday game, so maybe we could turn Animal Crossing into that if people are down for it. And I would love to visit people's islands. I finally have the DLC, so we could do some decorating on here. I know Riddle was talking about like, oh, it would be kind of fun to play see you play some of the DLC, so who knows? Maybe we'll get into it a little bit more. Definitely not tonight, but I am open to things in the future, for sure. But I do need to be starting to get ready for bed here, so I think we are gonna wrap up stream at this time. I'm gonna go out and stand next to Julian and Cody again, since they're singing for us, and they can help us say goodbye. Oh, one more posture check and stretchies. Thank you, Light. Ooh, I don't know if I did your last hydrate either. I think I did, actually. I think I did. I just didn't check it off my list, so let me do that. Thanks for taking care of me though, Light. Oh, and I had stretchies from Sandwich too. Oh no. Oh, let me just give him back the points because he's not even here now. My bad. I think, right? Sandwich had to head out, I believe. Yes, he did. I remember saying like, oh, you gotta tell us about the Mesopotamia book later, so. Okay. Let me go over to the little area over here. Hopefully they're still singing. Yeah, okay. Alrighty, thank you guys for hanging out. You see a second option that will that wasn't yours. You see a second option that wasn't mine was. What? I know there's one option for Anime Night that you did recommend, and then the other one is from somebody else. I think it's from Kate, so it'll be between those two, so we'll see what happens. But let me go to my thanks for coming screen here, and we'll find a lovely friend to raid tonight, and I'll see you guys out from there. Here we go. So yeah, see here, more Animal Crossing themes. And actually I was talking earlier about how I really like Judy if you guys know the design of her eyes, the little diamond that's in the four corners, that's actually Judy's eye design with like the little white shine spots on there too. So like even that detail, Animal Crossing inspired. So definitely a game near and dear to my heart. Would be super happy to play this again sometime soon. Kate is on as well as Derek Lander. I think we should definitely go see Kate. I have not been able to go to her streams recently and I've been missing them. Oh, Civis is on too. Oh my gosh, like all of Kate's friends are on. So Kate is on, Ike is on, Civis is on, and Knight of the Garden as well. And Cloudy. Like these are all people that I know from Kate's community. So, but I would love to go and say hello to Kate. Yeah, I feel bad. I was lurking in her stream during lunch and I really wanted to like say hello and everything because I haven't gotten to even have time to go to people's streams recently. So this is the perfect opportunity. Thank you for letting me know she was on, Light. Get that started. All right, Kate's stream is tagged for mature audiences. So if anybody is under 18, please step away from the raid and hopefully you can join us for the next one. But yeah, thank you again everybody for hanging out tonight. I am going to try and be on streaming again this Friday, but I do have my work Christmas party on Friday, so I'm gonna see if I can stream a little bit earlier and wrap up stream by like 6:30 or so. But it means I'll have to leave work early, so it just depends on if that works out or not. So hopefully it does and I can see you guys on Friday, but if not, then it will definitely be next week. I'll be back. We're not doing any more of this like gone for 2 months things. Like I'm so done with that. I'm trying to find the goodbye here, like to wave with my villager. Not that you can see her that well, but come on. There's like 2 different waves. This is the hello wave. Where's the goodbye wave?
Bye-bye.
I don't know where it is. She'll do the hello wave. Goodbye. All right, I'll see you guys all in Kate's stream for a little bit. Have a good one, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.